podcast, ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your swift as a coursing river DM, Josh the Pirate, who is also possessed of force similar to that of a great typhoon, and it brings me more satisfaction than solving complex international politics with a combination of violence and transvestitism to welcome me back to Corsairs Cove and my Humblewood world for the next part of our new little short backstory series of Hearts and Homes. Above me, I have me hearty crew. The never gonna catch their breath, Daria, surname redacted. The saying goodbye to those who knew them, Mr. John Best. The regretful for cutting Jim, Karen Schlink, and our special guest for this season, the scared to death Zach, the renegade chicken. Are you happy?
Wow.
Guys?
I feel like you had a bit too much time today. That was the
so much creativity. This is where it all went.
I have already perished, you are right.
So let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we? Daria, who the absolute heck are you?
Well, I don't remember my introduction already, so that's great. But I do remember my name. My name is Daria. I am an artist. I make character portraits for this channel. I make emotes, and I'm very much commissionable. And here I play Julio, Switchgear, the rogue / nothing yet, because he's back in time. He's a baby.
Baby Pope. And Baby Pope. John, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm John. I've been a performer for 20 to 25-ish years, somewhere like that. Known these guys for a long time, had a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm playing Bron, young Bron, as a mopey teenager. And definitely acting. Yeah, so that's me. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hello, I'm Karen, sometimes known as the mother of bunnies. And I'm trying to decide if I was a fool for cutting Jim, but honestly, about the same time I was doing an insane amount of ballet, so I think it balanced out.
Yeah.
I'm a performer, a writer, an internet addict, and there are like social media links in the chat that you can follow. I sometimes post regularly, sometimes I don't. Follow me and find out which one's happening right now. The mystery.
See,
and I'm playing Kiki,
who
is a Luma monk.
True fact, I'm the one who has all the spoons today, so she's probably not posted. And Zach, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Zach, or Renegade Chicken, or tonight, Kingsley. I am here whenever they allow me to escape from underneath the floorboards. It's a good time. Also, I finally decided that I'm actually got on top of some of my homebrew stuff. I've started writing another thing finally, and I'm grabbing one of my old ones currently to put on Discord, but I realized that it doesn't have a picture, so I'm fixing that.
What's the thing about? What's the thing?
It's a bard subclass that I've toyed around with for a while called the College of Jesters, which I quite enjoy, which mostly just revolves around poking fun at people with your bardic inspiration dice.
Nice.
Is it a bardic spite dice?
Yes, quite literally. It's called, well, the first ability is called Salt in the Wound, and it effectively lets you add a roll to someone's attack and damage. The only catch is, you have to use it on an enemy when they fail a check, and you effectively mock them into getting hit harder the next time someone hits them.
Amazing.
It's like an
It's fun.
anti-inspiration.
We've played with it. Yep, we've played with it a few times in a few campaigns, and it's been pretty fun, so...
I really, really like that. Yeah. Anti-bardic inspiration on enemies. And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Corsairs Cove, where I do D&D and other RPG-related things with my lovely wife Karen, the mother of bunnies, and all my splendid friends. On Tuesday night, Karen and I do Baldur's Gate often. And last night, I had a look at some one-page TTRPGs, and a couple of them I fucking want to play. I don't know if I can tempt any of these glorious individuals into a honey heist, perhaps, or maybe a Jason Statham's Big Vacation. Jason Statham's Big Vacation is
that one.
So good. It's so bizarre, and it's like such a weird concept, but so good. Honey Heist also looks great.
And
Honey
also
Heist
Josh has
is
now discovered. Josh can do a very passable Jason Statham
turns out.
impersonation. As it
Oh,
turns out.
really?
I was surprised as you were, but it turns out my Jason Statham's actually quite good. In fairness, and I said this
Nice.
last night, it's not me doing Jason
Excellent.
Statham. It is me pretending to be Richard Ayoade, pretending to be Jason Statham. Because Richard Ayoade has a very good Jason Statham impersonation that I am far more familiar with. Yes. Hey, Riveljacks. 1d4 your mama damage ensues. Pat from Quest Junkies and John from Phoenix Milwaukee played
Exactly.
Honey Heist in the past. I have seen this. This is where I heard about Honey Heist from, I believe. And yeah, I heckin' want to try it. It looks so heckin' good. There was another one called Big Gay Orcs, which was a little bit disappointing. And yeah, there was a bunch, and I will be looking at more next
Not
week.
a lot of gay?
Oh, not a lot of orcs.
Well, no, actually, not a lot of gay, and that was my primary issue with it. It felt like the title was deliberately provocative when there was no explicit mention of gayness in it. Like, the implication was that all the orcs were men, but they didn't have to be by any stretch. But there's one called Crash Pandas that I want to have a look at next week. It also
I was
just
thinking,
wasn't.
like, if you're gonna call it big gay orcs, they better be the gayest orcs to
Yeah.
have ever gayed an orc ever. It's like thirsty sword lesbians.
Yeah.
There's an expectation set up there.
And it delivers. And
It
like
does.
big gay orcs could certainly be played as gay orcs, but it didn't have to be. And no real mention of homosexuality or otherwise was really mentioned in it at any point. Admittedly, and they are somewhat limited by the format. They are very much this Grant Howitt is famous for one-page RPGs, so they only have a certain amount of space to put stuff down. And I've criticized before, like, using fancy illustrations where I would appreciate a little bit more detail. I'm just like, I don't need a pretty picture of a hat. I want, how do I run this fucking game? Yeah, Adventure Skeletons was fun, but it was essentially just a rules-light TTRPG, and I was like, yep, this is good. It's no Honey Heist. But I think on par with Honey Heist was definitely Jason Statham's Big Vacation, and Wesley Sniper appearing in that one as well is also good. So yeah, Big Gay could mean
Please.
happy. This was pointed out. Yeah,
Can you put me into that Jason
yeah, I will
Statham game
definitely
whenever you
include
run
you.
it?
I will
It
definitely
sounds
include
so
you.
good.
Yeah. You are Jason
Okay, I
Statham's
need-
security detachment / bodyguard / holiday planners, and you have to make sure Jason has a good holiday. Otherwise, you are fired. However,
Yes.
Wesley Sniper is trying to ruin his holiday, and that is essentially the entire premise.
Okay,
That's cool.
I
Yeah.
need Chad to hit me up with some good Jason Statham movie recommendations because I feel this is crucial groundwork before playing Jason Statham's movie.
True. I haven't seen the single one. I don't even know how he sounds. So when Josh did the voice, I was
Like,
like,
nailed it.
it's probably good.
Sounds legit.
Like I've
So
watched
yeah,
The Bank Job,
the
which had
bank
Jason
job.
Statham in it. The Bank
yeah.
Job. So where Jason Statham robs a bank.
It's not that surprising, really. A lot of the titles are fairly accurate.
Wait,
So-
Jason Statham's in The Fast and the Furious? Since
Yeah, like 7, 8, 9.
when? Oh, okay.
He's Hobbs and Shaw. He's Hobbs, I think.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
By the
not.
time you
You
get
tell
to
it's
the
a
number
franchise.
of films, everyone's in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the MCU. It was like, is he? I don't think he is in the MCU actually. Anyway, I must also remind our non-Euclidean, non-Newtonian, and possibly even non-fungible audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation marks, socials. Which I have kept as the full word because it's fun to say. We also have an exclamation mark YT YouTube, where you can check out all the episodes you may have missed. Or you can check out our little shorts channel where we've got some of our short form content up there as well, like Conan Reviews, and Yusuf does multi-classes you may not have considered. And we have a Discord, where you can you can hang out with us there and see some of Zach's homebrews, maybe. Just a thing. Heck yeah. Other than that, Karen, can you tell us about the Ukraine, please?
I can. You may have heard about the war going on over there. It's not been great. War generally sucks. So if you have some spare pennies rattling around your digital wallet, you can follow the link to the Emergency Action Appeal, which is an Australian-based collection of charities and not-for-profits that you can donate to help support Ukrainian refugees. So if you can, that would be great.
And that is
Do you want me to do the other depressing war?
Oh, look. The other depressing war has had some good news on the horizon. The US might be managing to force a ceasefire. Biden has announced over ice cream. It's a whole thing that right-wing media is blowing up about, that he did this with an ice cream cone in his hand. I'm like, he can't control when the reporter's going to ask him a stupid question. But yeah, he's hopeful by the end of the weekend. He will have been able to negotiate a ceasefire, which is good. But yes,
Whoa.
Gaza is a thing as well. Whereas, bad news out of US for the Ukrainian people, because the Republican held House Congress has nixed a Ukrainian support bill. So more support from the US is not coming. Amusingly, Chuck Schumer, what's his face? Turtle Boy,
Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell, and Biden sat down with the leader of Mike Johnson, who is the leader of the House, the leader of the lower house in the US, and said, "Hey, guy, everybody wants this. Can you please just do it?" And he goes, "Sorry, Trump doesn't." So yeah. The Ukrainians do need some help. The EU is picking up a bit of a slack. 23 EU nations have written specifically to Mike Johnson saying, "Hey, dude, stop being a dickhead." Like specifically to him. Poland's foreign minister was like, "Hey, Mike Johnson, stop being a dickhead."
I really hope that was the actual wording. Like the letter was just
Sadly,
like
no,
to the honourable whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Stop being a dick.
The problem is the presumptive Republican nominee is super besties with the president of Russia. Democracy, am I right? Hey, Bishop Blood, good to see you. That's some fun things. Josh knows stuff about politics. And we need to say that our music this evening is presented to us by Sirenscape. Lovely music hitting your ear holes. Wooten Forge is something we are affiliated with. They are bloody champions. Wooten Forge creates some of WA and possibly even the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories, like this gorgeous Jarrah Dice Keeper here with their lovely logo, laser etched into the leather on the inside. Beautiful leather in which you can roll your dice. You can check out their beautiful things over at woodenforge.com, WF. And we have a giveaway this evening, which is pretty freaking cool. Yeah. From the marvelous chaps at Troll Lord Games. Let us start the giveaway. If you type !ticket in chat, you will be entered into the draw to go and win a $10 voucher for Troll Lord Games online store, which is pretty heckin' cool. Go over to, and McBestington and Rovaljax have both done so. Good job, guys. Head on over to Troll Lord Games.
You keep doing it?
You can only buy the one, I think. Pretty sure.
Testing this out.
I'm pretty sure I allowed only one. And someone type it in for Brendan. Daria's like, nope, I refuse. They are wonderful guys, very supportive of the online TTRPG community. Check them out at trolllord.com. So guys, what the absolute heck happened last time? Hey, Darius.
Hey. So I think last time we opened with beated by the, I want to say, priestess, who runs our orphanage. That's on.
Yes.
And we were all able to make our own sort of signature blend of tea, a sort of rite of passage, which was unfortunately denied to most of our characters, given the fact that they don't have families to then have the blend passed down from. So we got to make our own, which was very sweet. However,
all quite bitter.
we
depending on the tea.
All yes, very true. I think, and after the opening scene being a sort of dramatic scene setter of a flying corvin, I think, being struck by lightning and knocked out of the sky. A raptor, sorry, yep. And being saved by the lighthouse keeper. The lighthouse keeper showed up at the tea house and was asking priestess for help, and she sent us. So we escorted the lighthouse keeper back towards the lighthouse, dodging several shady-looking cultists who we think are out looking for this guy. And as we made it back to the lighthouse, I think we snuck past several. I believe Bron bonked one over the head with a rock and pushed another one off, like, down a hill as we continued to sneak up, and then pulled the world's most masterful acting job, which resulted in us doing two teenagers in a trench coat along with a slightly smaller teenager screaming to the heavens about how this can't be allowed to stand. And we somehow turned that into pushing two of them off a cliff and then beating the last one down. However, having finally made it to the lighthouse, I think we all headed inside, we got a bit of a rest, and the lighthouse keeper informed us, after we took a bit of time to investigate the Seahawk, as he was being referred to, she began to prepare a ritual because we discovered that he appears to be cursed, not necessarily in the traditional sense, but there's something funky going on where he appears to be sort of trapped in some sort of nightmare that a generic break curse cannot solve. But she has a ritual to effectively send us into his head so that we can figure out what the fuck is going on in his brain and try to beat whatever it is or help him out. So I think we were all, at the end of last session, having just completed our rest, laying down around the guy, preparing to be inceptioned into his nightmares.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. Yeah, it's going to be great. Everyone's going to have a lovely time. Yeah, pretty much bang on. Thank you very much, Zach. That nailed it. I want to point out, Southern Skies AU, that is a solid Pirates of Penzance reference in chat. Grab your Dark Lantern and your... that is a line from a different song in Pirates of Penzance. Good job. Because, yes, the title of the episode is, of course, But Not Orphan, which is a Pirates of Penzance line. So, guys, we have a picture of the lighthouse keeper. This is Aloani Lum. Aloani is a real sweetie of a hedge. She's also quite a gifted spellcaster, and she's sitting there next to Eric at the moment. And she's a sweetie, but I will make the picture go away now because you are going into the dream. Does the sword have 4 charges left? There are 4 souls entering the sword. Ooh. It's fortunately it's not the sword. They're not going into the sword of life stealing that he owns. They're going into the guy's brain himself.
Yes. Oh, and we're fairly certain that this guy was somehow afflicted by attempting to steal power from, struggling to remember the name, but
Kren.
It was because we
said
think it was Kren. He thought that he was stealing something from
the father.
It's like
the old father.
I believe
Titan. Yeah.
I believe he has only ever used the
Titan.
words
That's the one. Yes.
Night Father.
Yes.
Night Father.
So he thought that he was taking some sort of power from them and the cultists that he claimed to be of them, but from everything we are seeing, it appears that this is likely Kren doing another one of his tricks.
Yep.
Yeah.
We shall have to see.
Alrighty.
And the cults have a decision to fuck him up immediately. So they definitely want to just bail him out, right? That's what we know.
Yeah. You are aware that there is a cult of Titan who are trying to get to this guy and maybe kill him. Probably kill him. We don't know. Not doctors. So, mateys, may senior orphanage officials fail to notice your attempts at larceny and all your tea recipes be scullable as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion into the Everton. Everything is dark and cold. Frigid wind tears at your skin and rain pummels your bodies. Then, the moon emerges from behind a storm cloud like a beacon, illuminating the landscape. You stand upon a rock in the middle of the sea. A wrecked ship crashed upon it, dangerously tilting into the abyss. Several other rocks dot the churning water, including a really tall one in the distance, near which the ship's remaining mast leans. The Seahawk stands atop the distant rock, wings outstretched, nervously preparing to leap into the storm. I'm going to drop the volume of this just a little bit, because I can barely hear me. And I like being able to hear the voices in my head. So, the moon shining above blankets the scene in dim light. Every 12 seconds or so, a bolt of lightning splits the sky, brightly illuminating everything for a moment. However, the storm almost completely drowns out any sound, making it impossible to hear things more than about 10 feet away. The sea is churning violently, frothing with menace. Swimming in it would be lethal. Wedged between the rocks nearby is the wreck of a two-masted vessel. Though the main mast is cracked and shattered, the foremast leans heavily against the Seahawk's pillar, indicating how he got up there. Visible on the bow is the ship's name, the Penitent. As you watch, the rocks around the vessel seem to crunch together around the ship, as if they are the jaws of some massive predator. What do you do?
I think, particularly upon noticing the ship and sort of getting a look at it, as I think Kingsley's eyes sort of settle on the name for a moment, I think he'll sort of just lean slightly to the side, kind of bumping Julio to sort of point it out and just little on the nose, no?
Yeah, a little. Julio is in that moment quite entranced. He has had a habit of just looking at the port ships come and go quite often, wondering what is out there, wondering what adventures await. So he would just be looking at the ship, just very, very curious. Would I be able to assess any information about the ship other than like the name, as in like what kind of ship is it? Is it mercantile? Is it pirate ship? What is it?
Make me I think history for your knowledge of ships. From looking at, from watching
okay.
ships.
I forgot to get into the campaign, so give me a second, because I forgot we do that here. History. Yep.
Yep.
Let's do it. Oh, I loaded into Julio. I need to load into not Julio. I need to load into Whomst? What's her name?
It's Julio, but it's a different one. Maybe Edith Elderberry for you, but it's just Julio. A different Julio.
I do not see it. It's fine. I'm gonna just roll a normal die.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I've got your sheet here. What's your bonus?
Oh, thank you very much, because I am lost in the sauce. Oh, it's a 17 on the die?
Nice.
Whatever is added there.
And then your history's a +1.
Nice.
Ooh.
18.
Also, I'll send you a link.
This is... Ooh. Sunny Duno. Crafting in D&D is hard to do well, I think. However, the Artificer one, yes, good. But like smithing and stuff like that, it's fun. I don't think it gets enough play. We actually do quite a lot of it in our main campaign. We sort of have a side NPC character who does a lot of our magical crafting for us. They've sort of recruited an artificer. However, now they've got one in the party, so that could change. There is, however, in a book coming out soon called The Helliana's Guide to Monster Hunting, a really good crafting system that actually makes a lot of sense and works quite well. Strong recommendation there.
Would also throw out Mage Hand Press's oh god, what's the book called? I have it here. Volder's Spire of Secrets has a full craftsman class in it, which is basically smithing the class.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's good.
Cool. There you go. Yeah, Bishop Blood was on it as well. Thank you much. Yeah. You're very welcome, Sunny Nuno. Thanks for joining us. So, yes, Julio. This is definitely a merchant vessel. However, one built for speed and luxury items, you would guess. It was quite a nippy little ship. You can tell because the ship is quite narrow below the waterline. The wider bellied ships can carry significantly more, but would be a lot slower. Yeah, this one, canted to one side, you can see it is a very sheer keel, and therefore would have been a pretty nippy ship with 2 masts on a ship this small. Not a big vessel. So you would guess probably spices, a spice runner, or maybe treasures. There is a lot of plunder going on in the jungles of the Tangle Wilds, going into the older civilization sort of temples and such. It's not unheard of for treasure seekers. However, this one doesn't have that sort of vibe about it. You would guess, like they would normally run armed. This one does not have any sort of major armaments on it.
See. All right, I will regale everyone with this information.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, especially if this is actually in his head. You know, fleeing on a ship called the Penitent when all he seems to be able to say is "I'm sorry," full of treasures that may or may not be his that have now crashed on a rock and left him stranded. Sounds a little derivative, but
You
I imagine you're not particularly imaginative when you're under pressure.
no, probably not. I can't imagine I would be either.
You seem to have a bit of a gift for summing up situations, though, Kingsley.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's more just, you know, a little bit of creativity.
Oh.
Hey! I'm gonna call out towards the rock. See whether the guy can hear him.
You can barely hear each other over the wind. You are having to sort of shout to be heard, having this conversation. He is 200-300 feet away. There is no way in hell, and his back is to you. In the lightning that splits the sky every now and again, you can see he is standing with his wings out. Presumably, like, Kingsley and Kiki would be able to know. He looks like he is getting ready to glide. Like he's preparing for a flight. And in the winds like this...
That ain't no good.
Well, he might get a decent distance, though. And if you're stranded in the middle of the ocean... Better than nothing.
This is something that the lighthouse keeper told us, right? That he flew here. Yeah. So
Flew
we'll
or
say,
blown
well,
wildly by the storm?
Well,
I think
I can...
this could be him relieving his moments. I wonder what happens later if he's trying to like relive what happened to him on the road here.
Well,
do we wait?
if like either I think he relives the moment successfully and takes off, in which case we probably need to follow him, or our chances of changing this situation are pretty slim, or we somehow change the outcome by catching up to him. So I think either way, getting to him, or at least maybe, I don't know, hitting him with a rock or something, if we can do it. If we can't get all the way there, we just, I think maybe we need to stop this somehow.
Let's go. Let's try.
Julio, I will tell you one more thing. With an 18 on your history, you actually recognize the ship.
Oh.
Ooh.
As someone who pays attention to the ships coming and going, this one is not a regular, but it comes in every now and again. You know it is from somewhere called the Humblewood. Its home part is somewhere called Saltar's Point. And yeah, they bring in exotic fruits and woods, like lumber, from a forest far to the north. you know that this ship is not called the Penitent. It takes you a little minute. But as you are sort of walking down towards it, like heading towards it, you get a slightly different angle, and you're like, wait a second, I know that ship. And it's not called the Penitent. It is called...
What is it called usually?
Just give me a moment to come up with something good. The Arc of Fortune.
The Arc of Fortune. That's cool.
2 of each treasure.
Hey, Tony.
Julio will turn to Kingsley and say, "Yeah, this is a real ship, but the name you're right. The name is wrong. I feel like this is his subconscious guilt renaming the ship. It was called the Arc of Fortune in reality, and it actually comes here pretty often."
Not so fortunate now. I'll
I see what
just
you
like
did there.
keep forging.
So,
The meta narrative is delicious. Kingsley looks directly at the camera.
This is only the office.
Yep.
just ARC. Otherwise, that would be the Bark of Fortune, which is a different kind of boat. And I wouldn't take a bark out in a storm. Those ships are river boats. So you reach the sort of the bottom of the little pillar of rock you're standing on. Getting to the ship won't be the easiest thing. As you are from where you are standing, the rocks are moving. Some of the smaller ones appear to be floating like little islands. In the crashing waves. However, the rocks that the ship is actually caught in are slowly, like, chomping. Very slowly. Like, you have to watch for several seconds to really pick up the movement, but that is actually happening.
Good. Oh, good.
Is it just me?
This
or are
this job
those
just gets better and better.
rocks kind of bobbing about a bit?
Mechanically,
I think
this is
that's-
an athletics or acrobatics check to sort of leap over, unless you have a better idea.
I am excellent at acrobatics, so this is fine. Touch wood.
I'll go for acrobatics for sure.
Yeah,
Very well.
I'm gonna go athletics because that's all I got. I'm just gonna jump real big.
Oh, Julio.
As much as I
Oh.
I'll go athletics
come
as much
on.
as I want to try to fly.
We suck. We suck.
I would oh my
Shouldn't
god.
have jinxed myself.
Oh no. Come
Oh
on.
my
About to
god.
Bron, alright. Bron takes a couple of steps back and yeets himself across the space, and the rest of you, like, yeah, go to follow, and Bron, you land on the deck, catch yourself, and then listening very carefully behind you as you notice that none of the other feet have hit the deck beside you, you hear instead a lot of, like, a trio of splashes.
Oh god.
Kiki
Of course.
is clutching half in, half out of the water to one of those stones that she saw just bobbing up and down. However, Julio and Kingsley are just treading water, struggling to keep their heads above water. Do either of you have a swimming speed?
No.
Okay, no, I meant Kingsley. I didn't think Bron did.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because Julio doesn't have the sailor background now. He's an urchin.
No, I'm
I do
no,
have
I'm
50 feet
I'm
of rope.
just a chicken.
Just a chicken.
Yep, famously good at
Just
swimming.
a chicken.
I knew I should have gone Simic Hybrid.
Just a city chicken.
I don't know how I would make Simic hybrid work in this setting. Okay, so
No,
yeah,
neither do I.
Bron, this
is
is
going
the
to like.
ball is in your court. Yeah.
Yeah, Bron is going to like. Not at them, but like at fate, because of course this is happening. Like, nothing's ever easy. And he's going to like plump his bag down, rustle, and pull out the rope. And be like, fucking, and throw it overboard and like look around and try and make sure that when they pull, he doesn't go over with them. Like he's gonna brace, you know. That would be hilarious. Let's not do that.
Julio and Kingsley, you have both taken, and I rolled Terrace's pirate D6s. They both came up with a 1 Terrace. See the conversation we had earlier about 1s on these D6s. You both get 1 bludgeoning damage from just being smashed against rocks as you're trying to swim, as the rope is sort of chucked out to you. Kiki, you are the only one who really has the capacity here to save yourself. Bron, who are you throwing the rope to first?
Can I even see them?
Yeah, at the edge of the deck here, sort of.
Are they far apart? If I threw it in the middle, would that just doom both of them?
It wouldn't be as helpful as just throwing it to one of them and letting the other one swim to them. Basically, what this will be is one of them gets the rope and then the other one swims to that one for help. So which one do you want to guarantee saving?
One of them do they look like they're struggling more? Oh. God, don't say
pretty
that.
sure we
while John is deciding which
Julio
he
can't
likes
die.
best, can I try and crawl up to this?
I cannot die. You can leave me here, actually. I'll be
to the
good.
test. 100%. Let's go, Kingsley.
All right. I reckon the chicken is struggling more than the mouse to swim anyway. Yeah.
I think,
Hopefully, chicken can like lighten the load a little bit.
Kingsley's feathers have fully gone sodden, and not only
Like a
does he look
sponge.
like he's struggling, he's like visibly upset, not just at not just at the situation, but just at being soaked through.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling?
What's it called? The wattle on the top. The comb. His comb is
And then
just
a good question. Do
drenched.
chickens float?
The comb.
I don't know,
Oh, his
Crispin.
comb is flat against his head.
It's never come up. I know.
Only one
Well,
way to find
if
out.
he weighs more
a
than a
chicken.
duck. No wait. Build a bridge out of it.
No, I've already clarified. I'm just a bard. It's fine.
Yes, this just a
He's a witch!
chicken.
All right, Julio, can you make me an
No,
athletics
no.
check to keep your head above water? Kiki, make me an
will
acrobatics
do.
check to climb back out and try again.
Do I need to roll? Or
You're just
Well-
sort of. Oh wow. Okay,
I
Julio.
have a -1, so it's a 7.
We're all
Great.
gonna die!
This was not the part I thought would be challenging. Julio, this time you take 5 bludgeoning damage as you struggle to keep your head above water,
Oh, goody.
and you don't manage to make any headway towards Kingsley at all. Kingsley, you are sort of. I suppose the point is here, you receive the rope. You are now not in any danger of drowning. However, you can see Julio not doing so great. Kiki with a 10
I definitely-
manages to scramble up and now is balanced on a tiny, like it is about the size of an A4 sheet of paper, rock. Sort of bobbing up and down. The water routinely goes above your knees. And you are just sort of like surfing on a rock. But not in a cool way, more in a fuck sort of a way. Kingsley, what do you do?
Okay, I think. Yeah, so I think the rope's a fantastic idea. As soon as he grabs onto it, he thinks that's a fantastic idea, goes for his own pack, and then remembers that he doesn't have any because he elected for that really nice-looking scroll case instead. Because I opted for the Scholars Pack or whatever it was instead. Oops. I do think what I'll do, though, rather than trying to fully brave the waters, if Julio's within a short distance of me, I do have my quarterstaff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna see whether I can just use it
Just
as like
push
a
him under.
long-reaching pole out towards Julio.
Oh!
Just
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
really
better.
get him in the
No,
soup.
no. Really just finish the poor bastard off.
But no, I'll just like extend it out and.
I never
call out
liked
to
you,
Julio.
Julio.
There can only be one.
He's my friend now. Little did you know, this is how we write
the
Daria
quarter
out.
staff.
Uh,
Yep. No, I'll reach out the quarter
I'm not
staff at
going anywhere,
maximum
bitch.
reach towards Julio in an
Very
attempt
well.
to
I'll
kind
try
of
to remember.
make it grabbable so
Okay.
that you can come over.
Your choice, acrobatics or athletics. And Bron, if you have any
Athletics.
thoughts about
No,
how to assist this... no, Kingsley, not Julio.
Depending on how high the the ship is, I have 50 feet. Is it possible? I've thrown one end. Is it possible to like walk around the mast and throw the other end?
Oh, I see what you mean. So just creating like a natural anchor point by wrapping it around.
It's probably there's probably
is it
enough.
long enough, or is the ship too big for that?
There is probably enough. However, Bron, I would say that in your sort of desperation, you see one of your friends wobbling on the top of a rock, floating about 15 feet off the edge of the boat, while another one sort of desperately your chicken friend is desperately holding on to one end of this rope with one arm, whilst his other wing is holding his quarterstaff out to a very drenched mouse who is just sort of Julio has managed to grab hold, and Kingsley with a 20 manages to pull Julio to them, so they are both on one bit of rope, because finally a good roll. However, Bron, in this moment, panic breaks through your demeanor, and you feel a surge of just a flash of genius. Looking around yourself, there is on the deck a small crossbow, and you sort of, it's like you can see blueprints surround it and like how one would modify it. With the end of you sort of look down at the end of the rope in your hand, and you have a flash of MacGyver really fast with this crossbow. And as you do so, is this something you would sort of lean into?
Yeah.
All right.
Flash of
I think yeah. Sorry. That's
Then
kills.
Entire campaign now.
A crossbow fucking
it's my tea now.
this situation.
Like, if I shoot them,
we
they'll
go
wake
back-
up.
we get back to the main campaign and it's just Bron.
What happened to Julio? Who was
Ron,
Julio?
yeah.
Good.
Who's Julio?
Yeah.
I've never.
Dissipates like he was Thanos snapped out of existence. I don't feel so good with this cash.
Who was that? I don't know. Who are we talking about? Never mind. Carry on. I like this chicken guy that we've known for ages.
We just go back to the main campaign, and Kingsley's there wearing a flower cape, you know.
And a
And
toupee.
And
Perhaps
the most
one day.
majestic fake melon boobs ever seen.
You can touch the toupee, never touch the melon.
No one can
That's
have the
just
melons.
mine.
The melons are sacred.
Oh, crunch!
Wow.
How dare you? How dare
I need that
you.
on a t-shirt.
Julio? Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that on a t-shirt, and it's like a faded semi-Julio. Julio?
Oh my god.
So,
Oh no, I meant the melons, the sacred, but yeah, that'd work too.
so, John, what do you do?
Okay. There is rope down there. 1. Yes, we seem to be mostly in order. Okay. If I go to the crossbow, will it necessitate me dropping the rope? Like, will I be fucking over my
it's like
friends
at
by
your
doing this,
feet.
or can I? Grand. Yes, I'm going to pick it up, and I am going to.
I will say that in
yeah,
this instance,
look
there
to
is
see how I will
everything
help
you
this.
need. Everything you need to accomplish what you intend is around you. You're in a dream. You are manifesting.
Oh. Well, in
But
that case,
at
yes,
what
I build
cost?
the thing, and the thing is to like try to build the thing then.
You build the thing.
Yeah.
What do you build?
Yeah, cool. Okay, the intent is it's a crossbow, and you tie the end to it, and instead of firing a bolt, it fires the rope. And with a lot of force. Like basically, yes, just a normal crossbow, but a huge amount of force to maybe pull people, up onto the deck of a ship.
Oh, okay. I was fully expecting you to like use it to shoot something too geeky, but I like the idea that you're like, wait, I've got a genius idea. Points it the other way and just.
Boing.
Yeah.
All right, I love that.
Hopefully, two characters go onto the deck.
Bron,
This is fine. Kiki is temporarily okay.
Bron, there is a. In the future, what color is your magic? Struggling to remember. It's like greeny.
It's not coloured necessarily. Yeah, green happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a sort of a flash of green, or like. I don't think the only person who's likely to be able to spot this is Kiki, as sort of a greenish mist swirls around Bron's head and shoulders, and as he picks up this crossbow, and his hands seem to move like in fast motion, massively sped up time lapse as he does things and changes things, and a couple of times just smashes one of the bolt that's loaded in the crossbow against the railing that he's holding onto, and he's let go of the rope, but it's staying where it is because he keeps going back to it and pulling it again, and just moving his hands so fast. At the very end, he sort of pulls the rope, splitting the main thread into 3 smaller threads that he then binds back to it, and then there is a sort of this flash of green light. He lifts the crossbow and fires, and 3 separate darts jump out from it into the waves. Each of which has, when it gets close to Kiki, Julio, and Kingsley, splits into about half a dozen smaller ones that sort of wrap around them. And Bron, you now have all 3 of your friends sort of entangled in a sort of web thrower that you constructed in under 5 seconds. What did you sacrifice for this?
Describe to me the process. Like, how did I know I was sacrificing something?
I don't think you did.
Was it like a choice?
I think this was very instinctive.
Oh, something's just gone.
Yeah, something's just gone.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
To be completely clear, John and I have discussed this previously.
Yes.
I'm not just throwing this at him, audience.
I think on an unconscious level, there was a recognition that something was going, not conscious, but unconsciously. And so in order to pick, you want to hold on to the core parts of you, I think what Bron chooses unconsciously to pick first of all is memories of sort of being picked on. The bad social memories that all teenagers have, I think, is like his first, I don't want this. And so he just doesn't remember feeling out of place.
as he arm over arm, sort of wrapping he is wrapping the rope around his own arm, pulling his friends back towards the boat. The three of you sort of, I don't really understand how that happened, but dream logic. This is great. Thank you. Julio, all up you took 6 damage. Kingsley took 1 for some reason. And Kiki escaped without a scratch. As the three of you make it to the deck. Good job, Bron. Thank goodness one of you rolled above. The DC was 13. It was not a high DC.
I have a +5 as well.
Wow.
And I take it.
When they finally plop onto the wooden planks of the ship, Julio's like the drowned mouse, like everything's drooping. He says, "I will never be on a ship again."
Can Kiki shake herself almost like her dog might? So
Yes.
gives a big old ending with the tail, and just all my feathers are now standing out in
Yeah.
crazy directions.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that Kingsley will sort of grimace a little bit, and I think with a short sort of wave and a little tangle of that green magic weaving in and over his fingers that then spirals down the arm and sort of all over the rest of him, he'll prestidigitate himself, at least mostly dry.
You
Thank
become completely dry very briefly. And then the crashing rain and the surf just immediately dry wave. It's almost like the dream has a sense of comedy. It's dry. That's better.
definitely-
Splash.
There's definitely that moment of even if it's not a solution, satisfaction, and then the wave hits and it just drops into that oh come on, look on
Yeah.
his face as he just
It's the guy in the animation who something
Yeah.
really bad happens to, and he goes, "I'm okay," and then something else happens. "I'm still okay."
That's okay. Yeah, cool. As you reach the... Oh, sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Kiki's gonna be kind of staring at Bron in speechless awe, because I don't know how you did that. That was amazing.
Yeah. Bron, thank you. What the fuck was that?
Yeah. No big deal, I guess. I saw me a little crossbow there, and I don't know what came over me, but hey, look, we needed a solution, and I'm really happy for everyone. We got one. Yeah.
I'm glad
I
you
think-
didn't drown.
Kingsley's head goes back a little and his eyes narrow as he looks at Bron. Are you... Did you hit your head? Are you alright?
He just said happy. Bron just said he's happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. He is a teenager.
Can I inside him? Is he sick?
You certainly can inside him.
Glad you're
gonna
turning
try
over a new
this,
leaf. Just a weird time to do it.
Strong 7.
Julio, this is a weird fucky dream. It might be messing with Bron's head. It might be messing with your head.
Well,
Might not even be Bron.
It might not even be Bron.
at least we survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overdosed on
can
sea
I-
salt.
You drank seawater, didn't you? I would like to scan around quickly to get eyes on the Seahawk to see
He is
what he's been
still
up to while
standing
we've
on
been busy
his
drowning.
He's still on his pillar of rock. As you sort of get your bearings on the deck, the rocks crash around you again, the wood creaking in agony, rain pounding upon you as you look up at the raptor on the spire of rock. An eerie wail splits the storm as a shadowy figure emerges from the main cabin. Its head is topped with twisted horns, and its muzzle features jagged, uneven fangs. Roughly the same height as Bron, though nowhere near as happy. And a little bit broader in the chest, the figure is otherwise wreathed in shadow. A terrible moaning escapes it as it moves to block your path. What do you do?
What sort of check would I have to roll to recognize what the heck this is?
Sanity, please.
Yeah. I feel like actually that. Nature?
Yeah. Oh, great. -1. This is going great. You got to be shitting me!
That's a nat 20.
It's a nat 20, baby.
Nice.
This is like nothing you've really seen before, but it is a little, if you're going to make any sort of similarities to what you've seen before, the guys you ran past and pushed a couple of into the water, them a bit, but like them taken to a couple of levels worse. Like, whatever was fucky about them is a lot fuckier about this. But it looks vaguely Vulpin-esque.
Does it seem aggressive when it comes out
definitely.
to us? Like, it's like moaning in another way, like, oh hell, but I'm gonna
No,
fuck you
more
up.
like in a zombie sort of a way.
Oh, excellent.
Given not all of us have dark vision, first check, are there any lanterns hanging on the ship nearby?
No, they all went... Well, so there are, but they're out. They're not on. Yeah.
What?
That's fine. I just want to know if there is one, because if there is one, as long as I'm within 10 feet of it, again, that little green magic will shoot out from between his fingers, and a little green flame will appear on the
You do that. Yeah, there is one
prestidigitation
next to the door that this thing just came out of, and it hisses and shies away
That's
from the
fine.
light. However, you can see within the door that it just came out of at least 3 more sets of eyes looking angrily out at you. Different shapes and sizes. Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a dream, can Julio like close his eyes and try to imagine that the doors to like the rest of these goobers, the rest of these little guys, suddenly fuse shut and become a stone wall? Can he like?
I love this idea.
That's incredible.
This would be
It's a great use of the word goobers.
Yeah, I think a wisdom
I love little goobers.
wisdom check. Yeah, straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom.
Or
yeah,
intelligence if it's
Julio's-
better.
Intelligence is a bit better.
Okay.
I mean, charisma, I'd love that, but
It's,
you know.
it's not really
Fine.
charisma. I could see it be charisma. Yeah, I could see it be charisma, actually. It's a force of personality thing.
Manifesting your will.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
It's a willpower thing, which traditionally I think would be wisdom, but 17. Okay. Alright. Like a 14 would have been alright with the intelligence modifier, but let's see. Okay. 17. Julio, yeah, the door slams closed, and then a feature that you're not used to seeing on ships, a massive wooden bar, like what you would see on a fortress door, sort of crashes down, holding that door closed. So there's only the one on the deck in front of you. And it sort of moans and rasps at you as it staggers towards you, mist sort of wrapping around its form, growing as it does so. However, can the other 3 of you roll me a perception check, because Julio is busy mind focusing on this door. Really smart, love it. Manifesting, dangerous precedent. A 4, a 6,
Oh, we're back to pure shite. That was a 6.
Same.
and Bron saves
Wasted
the
my
day.
20 on trying to recognize something that's
No, he
unrecognizable.
Bron does not. Okay, wow.
no.
A 3, a 4, and a 6. Great.
Jesus.
Kiki, well, actually, I happen to know Kiki's passive isn't bad, so I'm going to give this to Kiki. One of you definitely spots it. It was basically to determine which. Kiki...
My passive is 14, so...
Yes, I looked that up earlier. Kiki, you notice... while Julio does this, you all sort of see that. You turn and watch and go, oh, cool, okay, there's only one of them. However, emerging sort of just out of your eye line, like in your peripheral vision, sort of wisping up through the... You know, in the center, there's a sort of a main hatch down into the hold of the ship. often will have a latticed sort of top rather than being a solid door. So coming up through this lattice work is a second figure coming up behind you guys. This one is vaguely strig-like, her feathered arms ending in wicked talons, and a mohawk of horns running down her head and back as appears behind you. And you basically spot it because it is silent, but you hear it's not silent. It appears silently, but then goes, "Join us," as it reaches out towards you, Kiki. In fact, no, what
Kiki
it says is,
going to
"Join
let out
us, fleet."
Join us what, sorry?
Fleet. Join us,
Oh, we didn't catch
fleet.
the last. Join our fleet. Oh. Oh, right. Kiki is going to let out the most high-pitched, girliest scream of terror imaginable, and is going to wildly swing her quarterstaff at this thing's head.
Please make me a quarterstaff attack. The rest of you would notice this. And the first one is still coming towards you as well.
No! 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 What? No!
Well,
Kiki, your quarterstaff sails right through the shadowy substance of this thing. It appears to have no effect on it at all.
wait, it's shadowy. Can Julio try to shank one of them with his shadow knife?
You certainly can. You can try.
I'm gonna try. Is it a dagger attack?
Yeah.
Maybe like shadow against shadow actually works here? 21?
This time it reels back from you. Roll me some damage.
Okay. Is it sneak?
No.
No. It's
Oh,
not.
no. You are a swashbuckler, yes?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, then yeah, sneak.
Sweet. Then it's my 13.
13.
The
Pretty
mark.
good. 13 damage. Yeah, 13 damage. Good job.
So it works. It touches it.
My question is, at this point, are you guys going to fight these things, or are you going to sort of try and get to the Seahawk?
I think Bron might try his luck again and see if he can alter the crossbow to, like, yoink all four of them up to the rock.
Ooh. Okay.
Kind of like how he, like, yoinked them onto the deck. Maybe we...
Sure.
Yeah.
More yoinking.
Kiki's contemplating just jumping back over the side of the boat at this point.
It's actually better over there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'll take my chance in the ocean.
Bron,
Sorry, I left my keys in the water.
This isn't where I parked my boat.
It's not keys, it's Kiki's.
yes,
Thank you very much.
Kiki's. Bron, make me an intelligence check. Again, I think this is maybe even an intelligence save.
Oh, they're the same, so...
Okay. Oh yeah, he's a
That'll
fighter.
do. Oops. The dice are... Yeah. Interestingly rolling tonight. Oh no, get fucked.
Oh no,
That's
how'd
a
you do?
7.
You do have an inspiration, as does Julio.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't see it because I had to make the screen smaller because I'm only on one screen tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, I will 100% use a yes,
What's that
inspiration.
song where in Australia
better.
there's a bit where we all just yell, get fucked, fuck off.
Yeah. Will I ever going to see your
am I ever
face
gonna
again?
see
Never
your
gonna see
face
your face again.
For some reason, it's now a 10, which
Hey.
is more than well, it's half.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Basically, this is going to take 2 rounds. It will work, but this will take 2 rounds as you are modifying, and I imagine backing up to give your space the space and the time. Bron, what would you say to your friends if you are gonna try and save them, but that you need them to buy you a little time?
I would say, guys, I've got this. I just need about 12 seconds.
All right, roll me initiative. Bron, don't bother.
Okay. Possible.
All right, Julio, a 17.
Yeesh. Oh, nice.
Kiki, a straight 20.
Good. I can fail first.
Now,
And
with
Kingsley?
that attitude, sure.
12.
A 12. Alrighty. Cool. And the people you are fighting got an 18 on the dice.
People is a strong word.
Things, beings. And they have a +2, so they're a dirty 20. Goobers, yeah.
Yeah, goobers.
Things,
Yeah.
the
I
goobers.
love the word goobers. I use it
Now
so
I have
much.
to make a stat block for them.
Don't worry, there's a goober. There's a goober step up.
Shadow goobers.
Yeah.
They're called
Listen,
Vulpin Horrors,
I-
thank you very much.
I love goobers because it's not like very offensive, but you can clearly see that
It's definitely
it's a
intended to
dumb
be.
thing in front
Yeah.
of you. It's
Alrighty.
goobers.
Well, I would say Kiki gets to go first, and then it will be the Shadow Goobers, followed by Julio and Kingsley. And Bron needs 2 rounds, so let's see if we can buy him some time. As you two try and block the approach of these creatures. Kiki, what do you do?
Oh, is it worth trying to hit him with my staff again? Because that did.
I mean, you missed the first time, that's why it didn't work. I was just making it
Okay.
narratively.
Okay, cool. Kiki's gonna try and center herself. And then this time she's gonna try and boop it right on the mohawk.
Sure. So you're attacking the string-like
hands.
one. Love it. A boop.
Yes, that is a 12.
Once again, it just sort of sails
boops?
right through its mist. It does not boop. Yeah, the quarterstaff just
If I
passes
added that
through.
D4 I have sitting in the corner to it,
Might do.
might boop?
Might boop.
Or does it only take magical damage, which I cannot do?
No. You just haven't beaten its AC
Shall
yet.
see.
Oh,
Ah, well, that's a 1. So
it doesn't hit. 14 is what you needed. That is rough. Nope.
Oh, why? Why
You
do
do
the
have.
guys hate
You can
me?
offhand attack with your.
Yeah. I can. I can burn a key point and try
You
and
don't-
punch it.
You don't have to burn a key point. You
So
can
I'm
just
gonna
attack
try
it once with a bonus
Oh,
action.
okay, yep.
Or you can burn a key point
Well,
and
let's
attack it
just do
twice.
it. Let's just do it once.
Nope. Yeah, you were rolling like dog shit today. Treasure redeemed an inspiration for Kiki.
Good
Thank
idea.
you, treasure.
Bless. Incredible.
I like my only good roll was
Was
to
initiative.
not recognize it,
Yeah.
and then initiative.
Do you want to burn the key point?
Sure, why not? I'll hit it again.
Will you though? Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, cool. Alrighty.
I'm not gonna burn my inspiration to
No.
hit it with an unarmed punch.
No.
I'm gonna just hang on to that.
Bye-bye.
It's okay. I didn't need those key points. They're not
Don't worry.
Is
important.
it possible to lose a level during an adventure?
In old editions.
Maybe. So
It is now.
it is now, yeah. So this creature sort of sneers at you, Kiki, and is going to it's one of its nasty talons scratches down towards you. Does I'm rolling bad too. A 6 doesn't hit. How about 22 will though. As its
Yep.
claws scratch across your chest. And you sort of dodge underneath them, and then it pecks at you with its beak. And yeah, you are going to take a single d6 plus 2 of piercing damage. 6 piercing damage. As this thing, just... It's more of a scratch, bashes you with the horns on its head. And the other one is going to, because Julio attacked it, it will attack Julio. It's going to, again, just with these horrible ghostly talons attempt to scratch at Julio. Does a 12 beat your AC? Probably not.
It does not. My AC is 14.
And a 13 won't do it either. 2 misses against Julio. Julio just sort of ducks, dives, and dodges. And it's actually Julio's turn now.
All right. Empowered by the fact that the shadow knife actually works now, he will, as the thing swings, Julio will go into sidewise splits, and poke it up with the dagger. Yep.
Very well.
The Johnny Cage.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a 1. I'm joining you, Kiki. I'm joining you. I'm right there with you.
What is happening?
I've hit exactly
great.
once as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I have a second dagger, which is a normal dagger, by the way.
You
I'm
can try
gonna try and shank with my offhand.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
Kiki starts screaming,
Ciao.
"Get us out of here! I don't like it."
Julio,
Okay,
as
that's
as
fine.
the
That's
other
fine.
dagger comes out, you notice this one is also smoky.
Ooh, okay.
You now apparently
Interesting.
dual-wielding
Great.
smoky
I
daggers.
shank.
Roll some damage.
Smoky daggers, nice.
That's
Ish. So it's piercing. Okay, that's the minimum damage.
Rough.
Okay, I
Oh.
roll a shit. It's 8.
So even when you hit,
Listen,
Cool.
you don't
Nice.
have to. You don't have to do all that.
some salt. There you are. Lovely.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
Kingsley, how are you going? What are you doing?
Okay, how far away from each other are these two?
Let's say 15 feet. However, Kiki and Julio are in between them. Just FYI. And you.
Yeah, okay, I will not do what I was going to do.
Like, just take me out. I don't deserve to live.
All right, no.
And the door
I
that
think
Julio
then,
sealed with his mind is like being banged on from the other side.
All right, that is certainly something. I think in that case, given I can't really hit one of them or hit both of them without also hitting my friends, Kingsley for a moment is gonna look around, looking panicked for a moment before he squeezes his eyes shut really tight and makes a real big show of sort of struggling and kind of shaking his hand for a moment before that green bow reforms again.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast and pretend it's part of the dream.
Ooh. I love it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna target the one that Julio is attacking because it has
Nice.
been hit. 13.
Does not hit.
Unfortunate. Yeah, just
Take care, Tony.
I think he's genuinely so focused on, despite the fact that no one would probably bat an eyebrow right now, so focused on making it on the show of it and making it seem like it's part of the dream logic, that he kind of just fucks up the aiming and just shoots wide. I have no good bonus actions. Unless is anybody wounded at all?
Like,
Kiki.
I'm lightly wounded.
Julio
But
is
not very.
a
Just
bit.
by.
How
but-
lightly?
1 damage.
How lightly is lightly?
Oh, no.
6 points of damage.
6
Thank you
points,
very
yeah.
much.
Okay, I'll hold off for now then. I will pass my turn as I think Kingsley will quietly swear but won't dispel the bow from his hand.
Yeah.
If it's the end of the round, I think Bron is going to look up and be like, "What the hell, guys?"
Be faster! Be faster!
Kingsley immediately misreading what Bron is saying what the hell about, will just look back, looks panicked, and just, it's the dream! Pointing at the bow.
Uh-huh.
The bow.
Only in dreams of a failure.
Kingsley, can you describe this bow?
Yeah, actually. So it looks sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? It looks sort of like translucent, almost like green filigree, not like a solid object, but more kind of like fancy sort of curved lines and things that look almost like a cross between, yeah, like jewelry filigree or like small ivy kind of vines that glow a faint green, kind of very fancy looking, clearly not substantial, that extends from both hands with just a straight green string
That
between them.
sounds so cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Love it. Back to the top of the order. Kiki, what do you do?
Cry.
Yeah.
Bonus
Psychic
action,
damage
cry.
Yes.
Because I really can't do anything other than hit people.
Well,
Well, you could try.
that is also in question, but we can.
Could I, like, you know how sometimes there'll be like a loose wood plank on the ground and you stomp on one end and the other end pops up and smacks the other person. Is perchance this
You know what? It might be.
smoky strig?
Can you please make me a wisdom, intelligence, or charisma, your choice, check?
Manifest the plank.
Look, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to jinx it. Nice.
Oh,
Let's go.
finally.
Let's go.
That is
yeah,
so
Kiki.
much better. I was so ready for the nat one and just
Yeah.
the stomp down, foot through the plank.
Falls through the deck of this ship.
Kiki, what do you do?
I was
Describe
even-
this.
My God.
Having like missed again, I'm like, I need a new plan of attack. And I look down and I see that the plank that kind of runs across the floor beneath us is like wobbly. And I'm like, oh my God, the answer, it's right in front of me. And I raise one tiny adorable bird foot and I slam it down. And the other end of the plank shoots up and hits it in the smoky gulls.
Oh.
Fortunately, this one was female, so, but it's still painful. I understand, but yeah, the board acts as a lever and shoots this creature away from you, clear over the edge of the ship, just as the teeth, the teeth rocks sort of crash down on the sides of the vessel again, chewing into it. Yeah, the thing disappears. Good turn. That's all you can do, but good turn. Nice. I like it. Then the remaining one is going to get an attack on... Who heard it last time? Julio. A 10 and... Fuck me. A 7. I can't hit either. Julio's... I am invincible! You're a loony. And yeah. Can't stop the Monty
My
Python.
turn?
It is Julio's turn.
Right. How looking over the shoulder, he'll say, "Bron, how much more time do you need? What do you need from us?"
4.5
I'm
seconds.
just about there. At the end of
Okay.
this set of 6 seconds, I think I'll be done.
Okay. How close are we to Bron?
Oh, like
Oh, I think of you all quite nice. Oh, you mean like
more so now than you ever
Clowns.
were before.
Clowns everywhere.
10 feet.
Okay. I want to be further away now after that joke. Yeah. I'm gonna.
You can go
try
back
and
in the
check.
water. Yeah, sure.
Oh, you know what? Good idea.
fine.
Okay, nice.
Ooh, there you go.
Nice. Shit damage though. Let's go.
Hey,
Okay,
there you
14
go.
damage.
Let's go.
We've rolled
Yeah.
like only nat 1s or nat 20s. There's
Yeah.
been a couple of others, but
very
there's been a
min-maxing.
staggering amount.
Stagger.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still
And
up.
I will use my bonus action to disengage and get close to Bron and get ready to be like the damsel on the arm as Batman shoots away with his little bat gun.
100%.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kingsley.
Okay. I think, given that every attempt to hit something so far has gone away, I'm gonna stop rolling for attacks, and so I think instead Kingsley will sort of like back up a little bit, and then recalling back to something he's still trying to figure out, but taking advantage of the fact that we appear to be in some sort of a dream realm, in which case multiple things can work. I think we'll sort of squint and screw up his face in disgust towards the nearest sort of shadow-enshrouded creature. And as he does, I think there'll be a flash of gold in his eyes as his voice will echo out a little louder as he'll just call out, "Honey, with teeth like that, I'd shroud myself in shadow too." And I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
I rolled an 8.
Hit you, little honey.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom is a +3, 11.
That is a fail.
Roll some damage as you hurt it with your... Got him. Kingsley.
Two psychic damage.
Kingsley. It's not what you said. It's how you said it.
It's how I said it.
And I think at this exact moment, it was advancing on Julio and Bron, and then it turns to look at you, and the reason that this happens is because it stopped and turned to look at you, and part of the rigging at that exact moment fell from above and just lands on this thing, and that's what deals the damage. And it bursts into wisps of smoke, just as Bron aims his modified crossbow up at the rock that the Seahawk is standing on, and pulls the trigger. Rote darts shoot out from it at all three of you, and you're also sort of scooped up into the net surrounding Bron, and a net is just pulled up, ratcheted up towards the Seahawk. Bron,
You're welcome, guys. I saved you all.
what happens? Bron, you feel like something else is fading from you, but you're not really focused on it.
Yeah, so I think this time... I'm going to have to ask you something later, but yes. I think this time any kind of memories of wanting to like be around people and not having a group to join in, they're what gets left
Loneliness.
behind. He now forgets that.
I love it. And as this happens, as Bron feels this, something he doesn't know what's missing, but something is, fades from him. You land on the Seahawk's perch. The Seahawk stands atop a needle of rock jutting out of the stormy sea. He stands, wings outstretched, waiting for the wind to change so that he can leap into the storm and fly towards the shore he hopes is to the west. A strange cone-shaped monument stands next to him on this rock. A wreath of flowers hangs around the monument, and the name Chimdry is carved upon it. And if you're interested, he looks like this. Not you. Not so. This, that. There we go. Boo. Yeah. I painted the model of him because there is actually a mini. So that is the Seahawk.
Nice.
And yeah.
Excellent.
What do you guys do? You sort of untangle yourselves from this netting as this guy is standing there with his back to you about 15 feet away, his wings outstretched like he's waiting for the wind to change.
Is it still quite noisy?
Yes. But it's, yeah.
I would like to message him saying, "Stop! Wait! Turn around!
Love it.
Stop right now.
Stop right now!"
As you do this, he turns and says, "No, get away from me!" and rushes at you. And Kiki, and he is coming at you like he is going to attack you. And just as he reaches out and puts his hand on you, and your whole body lurches. As you feel sucked into bright white light. Your vision goes completely white, and Julio and... Sorry, I'm just finding the right music. Julio and Kingsley. Damn it, where are you? Oh.
I swear, if you fucking memory trap us and we unwittingly give up the memory of Kiki and she vanishes from the world and that's why she's not there.
Don't you, why did you say that? Shut your little mouth, you little stinker.
That's such a great idea. That would explain why
I
she's not
exist
there
to
in the
cause
future.
problems for everyone, I'm sorry.
My
Come
God.
back! I like her.
We will save her.
When she isn't, epically failing at everything.
Your whole body
So
lurches.
beautifully.
Your vision goes white. Kingsley and Julio, you blink your eyes, and the brilliant glow dims until you see that you are buried waist deep in snow. You're in a pine forest, layered in a thick blanket of snow and a frost deeper than any winter you have ever experienced in Espinora. Doesn't snow there an awful lot. The trees are very different from the ones you're used to in the Tangle Wilds. In the far distance, dimly visible against the setting sun, a huge, and I mean huge, mountainous oak shadows the whole scene. A set of tracks leads into the woods away from the snowdrift in which you are stuck. As you move, the snow muffles everything, all sounds within the wood as if there is a blanket over it. The snow is over 2 feet deep, and a set of tracks are clearly visible in the snow heading west. Bron and Kiki are nowhere to be seen.
Do we feel cold?
Yes.
Yes. Can I try to imagine like a red apple in front of us? Does it feel like, is it still a malleable dream like we had before? Like,
Make me a charisma check.
okay. Oh my God. Oh, that's 22. That's 22.
It requires a lot of effort, but you do manage to manifest a juicy red apple. It feels harder than last time.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so I feel like we're like, I mean, warm. I don't know.
I love the correction is, wait, no, that doesn't exist. How do I explain this?
Warm. Listen, I do what I can. And the DM wants to kill me this session. So I must.
No, it's words, but he gets the vibe you're going for. And I
You
think
hear a French lady singing in the distance.
it'll just right. Okay. Bron, Kiki, and kind of call out, and if there's no response, just right. Well, if we are still in a dream, either the tracks or the big tree. Tracks are closer.
Yeah.
Follow the tracks.
The big tree is...
and he'll just start, like, keeping a continuous stream of little green flowing between his fingers. I'm going to use prestidigitation every 6 seconds, alternating between myself and Julio, to just try to keep us warded off against the worst effects of the snow.
Yeah, alright, cool. So you're following the tracks. Can
Yes.
I get a an intelligence check, and or a medicine check from you, from each of you?
I will elect for medicine.
Sorry, I apologize. The first one, either in either nature or investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the first one.
My investigation is +3.
Uh-huh.
Mine is dog shit. Go for it.
You can help me. Maybe.
Do we have to? Do I
would actually.
someone have to make a second check then?
I'm
or-
gonna say Julio would make this check with advantage because of what it's about.
Oh, okay. Neat. Oh wow, advantage was dog shit still, but it's a 10.
It's
I rolled a 7 and a 2.
they're Gerbine feetsies.
Oh, Gerbine feetsies. Are they the same size as mine or different?
A little bigger. No, they'd be about the same size.
Same size.
They are not your
Gerbine has been
footprints,
here.
but they're not.
Okay.
But they are Gerbines.
Like, that was my next question, but I'm not here, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other, an investigation or medicine check from Kingsley. if you would
I
like to
can.
make
I'm
one.
actually good at medicine.
Let's go.
So I'll take that.
Sure.
Funny backstory reasons.
this.
However, that's only a 12.
12 is enough.
I rolled. I rolled an 8.
When Julio points out that these are Gerbine's footsteps, you look a little closer. There is something off about them. This person you think was maybe wounded. The way they are walking implies a limp.
I think there'll be a second where he stops and just looks at Julio and just, you feeling
Yes. I mean, I had this weird itch
Alright.
in my armpit for like 2 days now, but I don't think that's why you're asking me.
No, but you should probably get that checked. No, okay. I think whoever it is limping, and he'll they might need help, and he'll sort of continue to follow the tracks. But after checking for dream logic, I wanted to make sure we weren't following our own tracks somehow.
Yeah. Very well.
I trust nothing in this space.
So, can one of you make me a wisdom survival check?
Ooh, I'm actually good at those, if you don't mind.
Hey!
Hell yeah.
Love it. Do it.
I'm not good at rolling though.
Yeah, we'll roll
Big-
sucky today.
You are.
Big 10 total with my
amazing
plus
rolling.
4.
Amazing rolling.
Do we all just need to reboot D&D Beyond, right?
I don't think it's
honest.
gonna help us,
It's
to be
just
honest.
saving you from all of the rolling. It's saving all the good rolls for the second half of the game. So yeah, you try and follow the set of tracks. However, the snow is really impeding your progress. It's 2 feet deep. Julio's only about 3.5 feet tall. So yeah, it is dead set like belly height on Julio. And King's like a lot of birdfolk, a lot of Humblefolk and birdfolk races aren't that super tall. So this is coming up to like mid-thigh even on Kingsley. It is not. It is a lot of effort to just make headway. Mechanically, the setting actually specifies medium-sized creatures move at half speed. Small-sized creatures move at 1/3 speed. But you're not. That's mechanics. Nothing is occurring that requires that specificity. But yeah, 1 foot costs 3 for Julio of distance. That being said, so yeah, it is just really hard. There is a light snow, so it's just hard to keep track of the tracks, even though it is through snow. Yeah, after a little while, you feel you realize that you've actually lost the trail, Kingsley, in your ear, over your left shoulder, Julio being on your right side, on your left side, you hear whispered in your ear. You want to head towards the tree line. You'll pick the trail back up there.
Oh, is that in both of areas?
Nope. Kingsley heard it. Julio did not. And I apologize.
Oh, I think
I got the accent wrong. It was you want to head towards the tree line. You'll pick the trail back up there.
I think the Kingsley will just whip around 180 looking for the voice.
You can make an investigation check.
Come on, Kingsley.
Oh, come on. Okay, 16 with a plus nothing.
16 is pretty bloody
That
good.
before.
You
I went and made GG beyond dice. I've sent the fuzzy pink set to the dice jail.
Dice jail, yep. Kingsley, the snow tracks that you have been leaving indicate that there is a third person walking. There has been somebody walking beside you and behind you. The tracks lead right to your left shoulder. They are the tracks of a raptor.
I think he'll just wordlessly grabs Julio's shoulder and points, and then just wait. Hang on. No.
With a 16.
Okay, I was worried for a second.
With a 16, that voice was not the Seahawk's voice, nor are the footprints large enough to be his. He is a big raptor. He is a medium-sized person. These are the footprints of a small-sized raptor. Or possibly string.
Okay,
it's hard
never
to
mind.
say,
Then
but
he is scared.
Yeah.
He was about to put it all down to dream logic, but that realization, I think, scares him out of it, and he'll just point towards the tracks and just kind of feels in the air, assuming there's nothing. Just there's I don't like this place. A voice says the tracks are over that way and points towards where the tree line is, but he's looking very
Are you
unsettled.
okay? I mean, there's a lot of spooky stuff here, but you seem scared.
Can you make a history check?
Cool.
Sorry, Kingsley, because of Julio's prompt. Because of what Julio just said.
Okay. No bonus, but it's an 11.
You would have advantage, I apologize. Because there is a strong reason why you would remember this. Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
The dice disagree. That's a 5.
You are just too stressed in this moment. Carry on.
I think he'll look back to Julio and just I'll be fine. The first layer of the dream was spooky, but it made sense. It was all very allegorical. This doesn't mean anything, and he'll just start stomping off towards the tree line.
Oh, okay.
Julio will try to scurry up after him, suspiciously looking around if anyone's following him.
Yeah. I think we'll have a short little brakelet there, and we will cut over to Kiki and Bron and what they are doing. Then we'll be back in 5 to 10, guys. So say goodbye, everybody. We'll be back very shortly. Say goodbye, everyone. Or cough heavily, Karen. Avast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys. We're back for more Humblewood. Type in ! ticket in chat to go into the giveaway to win a Troll Games voucher, which is rather cool and exciting. You can check out their wonderful stuff at trolllord.com. TLG? Good work. Oh, yeah. Never mind. There it is. There you go. Just took it a minute. And yes, Shanna is entered the draw. Good, good. So yes, what a treato. Hi, Shanna Hoss. Yeah. Where are we? Kiki and Bron. you find yourselves in a situation not dissimilar to the others, though you wouldn't know it because they're not there. The snow is waist deep on Kiki, and the trees around you are tall and straight, unlike any in Espinora. Their leaves are little dark green needles. The woods are thick and dimly lit. No tracks are visible in the snow. Can you give me a survival check? One of you.
I got a +2 on survival.
Uh-huh.
You are more survivally than I am.
Okay.
Go,
I also
Kiki.
changed my dice
Hey!
and got
17.
a 17.
There we go. We go.
I now have clinky amethyst
ooh.
dice, so apparently
Nice.
that's serving me well.
Very well. Kiki, you... the woods are dimly lit, and...
Oh, my lucky rabbit's foot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's like, no, they're not! Please let me keep them. Yeah, I can think of only one way to make that rabbit more angry. No, there are plenty of ways to piss Giddy off more. Kiki's kinky amethyst dice. So...
Clinky, not kinky. Clinky.
Can it be both?
Yes.
Kinky, clinky.
A scant few feathers have fallen into the snow, grey like the Seahawks. In other places, there are gouges on the trees from talons. Ah, we've been raided! We've been raided by Jack Squarepeg. Thank you very much for you bloody champions. Good on you guys. Thanks for the raid, you excellent individuals. How are you going with character creation for a Fallout 3 based character or Fallout 4 based character for a Modifius style system? How did that go, guys? Yeah, I pay attention. Let's have a bit of a shout out! Exclamation mark shout out at Jack of the Square of the Pegs. Jack is a wonderful streamer, a lovely champion, and a splendid bean. If you guys type in, Raiders, type in exclamation mark ticket in chat to go into the draw to win a Trollord Games voucher as our giveaway this evening. Rad Scarlet, thanks very much for joining us. Hi there, good to see you guys. How was your stream, guys?
Welcome.
Tell us all about it. We are playing a two-shot backstory. You made a ghoul doctor, the best kind of doctor. I love it. Very cool.
What medical emergency would necessitate going to a ghoul doctor?
With a dog companion named Chow Chow.
Too many brains.
Excellent.
Too many
Very
brains.
good.
A soulectomy.
Soulectomy. I am glad to hear it, Jack. We are having a dream sequence? No, this is a full episode. This is not a sequence. There's no sequences involved. The undeath health problems are the least. Yeah. Kiki and Bron Kiki has just identified, difficult to spot on the pale snow, some grey feathers leading a path through the trees that presumably might have come from your quarry. Also on the trees are claw marks from talons. It makes sense that Kiki spotted this rather than Bron because she is a bird folk. She is more familiar with the way bird people move. This was clearly done by somebody with a good skill in both dexterity and sort of acrobatics, but also with gliding. Very, very capable aerialist, which I don't know if Kiki is. She was raised by a non-bird folk, so I don't know. Get Karen's call, but yeah. You can see a valid path
It's not
through
like
the
there's
trees.
no bird folk around. But...
No. It's just sort of
But
not
it does
something
say
you
that
were
I don't
raised
speak
with.
Oran.
Well, no bird folk speak Oran. They can understand it, but they can't speak it.
Gotcha.
They are birds, so they have an inherent understanding of the language of air, but they lack the larynxes to speak it well, if at all. Is in my headcanon the sort of the way it works. You can see a pathway through the trees with which to follow. This place is completely unfamiliar to you. Glancing up, Bron, you notice all the trees are weird, but there is one real big tree overlooking the rest of them, like proper big, like mountain high big. And Yeah, it's hard to spot because the trees are really quite close together and very, very tall and straight. But yeah, overarching the lot is just one huge oak.
I think I'm gonna point out the oak and be like, "Hey, look, that's a big tree."
You have almost certainly heard of the Alderheart. You've never seen
right.
it.
Yeah, cool. Well,
But
like I said,
all four of you,
Yeah.
like, it is considered one of the things of the world that I would imagine everyone has at least heard of. Even just in sort of legends and myths. You were raised by a woman who knew what the heck stuff was, who'd maybe done a bit of traveling in her younger years. She may have seen it, but you guys never have. So you're like, do you reckon that's the... Yeah, that would track.
yeah. And considering there's not much else around here, you reckon?
Well, there is that kind of trail in the claw marks.
Oh.
Is that heading towards the big tree, or is that heading off in a different direction?
It's not
Let's follow
heading
it.
towards the big tree.
Oh.
It's sort of
Let's
at an
follow
angle
it.
to it. Yeah. You follow the trail. It is also noteworthy that Julio and Kingsley are not around. Following the trail, you come
sure they'll be
to
fine.
a small hill. Atop the hill is a cottage surrounded by pine trees, smoke gently curling from its chimney. You are about 100 feet away from it. What do you do?
Does it look like it's currently inhabited, or does it look more of an abandoned sort of situation?
Well, there's smoke curling from its chimney, so there's a fire inside.
What do you?
You can
I
roll a
think, Bron,
perception
should we-
check to learn anything else if you want.
Do we sneak up? Do we just go and knock on the door? Like, how do things work? What are the polite rules in dreams?
Yeah. My
Oh.
concern is that maybe they're much better at living here than we are, and maybe they'll turn us into a newt or something.
I don't want to be a newt.
No.
You might
I rolled a big old
23.
23 on my perception check.
be better. Big
so,
old
yeah.
23.
There's anything else I noticed to help us make that decision?
The windows are shuttered, apparently from the inside. And the door is also closed. There does not appear to be, like, you can see maybe a little bit of light within, but no, there doesn't appear to be any signs of habitation, as in people around. It's a winter house. You get better. Yeah, exactly, Jack.
I mean, we could like do a mellow get help where we're like, oh, we're poor innocent orphans lost in the forest.
What is
Could
it with
you
you
please
and
tell
get
us-
help?
It is a very
Where we
good
are?
routine. Mm.
It works. It's very effective.
We
in
don't have
multiple
a blanket.
situations. Ah, that's true.
So we can't pretend to be a tall person.
No, I mean,
Um,
I could sneak up and listen at the door. And if it sounds
yeah.
like there's,
You know what? You can sneak up and listen to the door, and maybe it's better the other way around. But maybe one of us can sneak up and listen and hide, and the other one can go in, and that way, if the person inside is like, "Haha, I'm going to get you," then the person who's outside can like surprise them in return. You know, we've got a backup person outside.
well, then you be the backup person. Go listen at the door, and nothing too horrible going on inside. I will knock and see who it is.
Mhm.
And if I need help, I will message you and say, help.
Goodness, that is a very useful spell. I hope one day I know how to cast that spell.
One day I'll be going on a violent spree, and everyone will know. Everyone will know why.
It'll be at a wedding, and everyone will be messaging around each other about, like, oh my god, this mouse is here, it's killing everyone.
I'm inching closer with every session.
What's your message gonna do now? Stab, stab.
You should message everybody about how much pain this is. Kiki stealths up for an 18. Very good. Yeah.
Cool. And
Kiki,
then I would like to press my pigeon ear to the door.
Sure. I'm going to let that 23 pass over. You can hear soft weeping inside.
Ooh.
And Rolljax just redeemed a D4 bonus. For whom, Rolljax?
Ooh.
Kiki gets the D4. Ooh, Karen's very popular today.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm going to message to Bron. There's someone crying inside. I'm going to knock. And I will knock on the door.
I guess I give a mental thumbs up in response if I can.
Yeah, you can reply.
It's
You
just
can
a thumbs up emoji.
Right. It's a mental picture of us. Yeah.
Of just Bron going. You knock. You do that. Nothing appears to happen. The crying doesn't stop. Yeah. Hey, Dak.
I will call out, hello? Is anyone in there? I'm kind of lost and looking for directions.
Yeah, still nothing. You can make persuasion check, but I'll tell you for free. Don't bother. Don't use one of the good rolls.
Can I try the handles?
You can. No one ever tries the handle. Yeah. The door is locked. In fact,
I don't think
Kiki,
I have
you can
lockpicks.
make an investigation check.
No, I don't own lockpicks. Investigation check. Not my best stat. That is a 10.
I'll give it to you. Kiki, it's not locked. It's not a door. There's no gap.
What? Is it not a door?
There's no gap around. It looks like a door. It has all the external appearance of a door, but it's just part of the wall. It's not a jar.
It's a Roadrunner style door.
It's a Roadrunner door.
It's just painted on the wall.
Yeah. Except that it doesn't work as a door and then stops working as a door as soon as somebody else tries to use it.
Yeah.
Could I work my way along this wall of the building and see if there is an actual door or window that might, open?
You may certainly investigate that. Get dream pranked.
Oh, that's a 9.
Oof. You do have an inspiration and a D4. Yeah, look out for acme
Look, I'll
signs.
burn the D4.
Ooh.
Piano's falling.
Right.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
3, so that makes it a 12.
All the windows that are shuttered closed are exactly the same. They are, the shutters are external, and clearly, they look like they have been closed. So they do extend, they are a piece of wood over a hole in the door, a hole in the wall, but they are sealed perfectly. It's hermetically sealed right around the edge. As if it was almost like somebody 3D printed a house with windows that were already shuttered closed. If that makes sense. I mean, that's not what happened. It just that's the way it would be.
Does Kiki, in her investigation, make her way around to Bron?
I reckon Kiki does a full 360 of the house.
Yeah, if I'm not finding anything that actually opens, I'll keep going all the way around.
Bron, having caught up, will be like, I have an idea. You say they're crying inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, it might not work, but trying the door hasn't also worked. So I'm going to pull out my viol and play sadly on my little violin.
You're going to play the tiniest violin.
Commiserate. He's proficient with an instrument. So I picked the viol.
Okay.
I am also. So if you start playing, I will help you by weaving a panpipe melody.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a sad song. It's to like commiserate, to join in. Yeah.
I kind of love this idea. Okay. A performance check. Which of you is either of you good at it?
I've got a +0.
It was
I
Bron's
got a
idea.
+2.
Okay, then Kiki can. I reckon you
Can-
both roll.
can I give
I
him
reckon you both
advantage?
roll. No, I want you both to roll.
All right, sweet.
Performance check, please.
I've also changed dice.
The ones are going to come back.
15.
I got a 15.
Oh, well, I avoided a 1 and I got an 11. So, yeah.
And Karen's D4 is gone already. Okay. John, I am going to throw this to you if you want to make your roll better, to, say, gain advantage on it. You could maybe flash of genius some contraption to make your song sadder or louder, or I don't know. You don't have to.
Yeah.
This is an option, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I think he will.
What do you do?
So, a flash of genius. I think at first Bron and Kiki's music is not gelling well. So the flash of genius is to kind of listen to Kiki's music and play along with Kiki. It's not even a mechanical advantage. It's just Bron is, instead of two people doing individual things, is trying to join in and make one united song.
Sure. Okay.
So that's what he does. And in the process of doing it, though, I think it needs to access different parts of his brain in different ways.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, it starts to overwrite things. And again, you pick things subconsciously, unconsciously. And so this time, I think, he's missing his parents. He forgets that he ever missed his parents. And it's just a fact now. It just happened. He's not sad about it. It doesn't hurt.
Alrighty. There is a floating inspo from Terrace for Bron or Kingsley, whoever needs it first. As this 26 combined lures a tearful figure to the door, which the handle twists and opens. And standing at the door is the Seahawk. And he opens the door and he says, "It was all my fault. It was all my fault." There are tears streaming down his feathered face. Within, you can see
hold out a hand.
Yeah?
Oh, you can finish the description if you like.
It doesn't really matter. Inside the cottage is a 20-foot square room. It's decorated sparsely and features a simple fireplace, a bed, a trapdoor, and a beak for eating honey. It's a more obscure Monty Python reference. There you are. No, there's no beak for eating honey. Karen, you reach out and touch him? How? Where?
Yeah, I'll like hold out a hand, like it's okay.
Okay.
We got you.
So you sort of touch him on the shoulder or elbow? Where? Like, where are you reaching for?
I'll go for his hand. I will try to take his hand with my hand.
Yeah. As you grasp his hand, it's like he actually sees you for the first time. He says, "I know your voice." And then as you do, as he says that, the trap door in the corner of the cottage springs open as if propelled by a blast. The space within it is a black hole. Immediately, you feel a sucking at the core of you, as though a wind and a compulsion all at once. With a last sorrowful, almost pleading glance, the Seahawk, you feel like he surrenders himself to it, and is sucked down into this pit. Your hand just flying from his, instinctively letting go because you didn't want to get sucked with him. But you yourselves both feel this pull towards this hole as well. What do you do?
If we were trained psychologists, we might have any idea of what the heck is going on.
Could I insight this whole situation to see if I can glean anything about what the heck just happened to me?
Can you make me an athletics check first, please? But yes, insight 12. Interesting. Good. Both, please, athletics checks. 10 is enough for now.
Athletics 10.
Whenever this very glitchy roll. Oh, thank God, it's 7 plus 3 to make 10.
Okay, you both got a 10. So yeah, you were both sort of holding. It's gale-forced winds. There is no wind around you, but you feel buffeted nonetheless. Both by this, and also like there's a lasso around the center of your being. And both feel like they're drawing you in, but right now you are managing sort of, I think, to, between bracing yourselves on each other and the door frame, you are managing to hold yourselves at bay from this. A 12 insight to determine what, Kiki?
Some inkling of the nature of this void that he just got dragged into?
You have seen a similar, you've experienced something similar before. The last time you touched him and you were dragged into where you currently are. It's like it's sending you somewhere else.
The void. It's like it feels like what brought us here. Should we follow him?
We gotta help him, but is this gonna make it worse? I don't know.
Can you please make me another athletics check?
Maybe it'll be answered for us.
It might be. That was a 2.
Oh, I got a dirty 20 though.
Okay, Kiki's footing slips and Kiki yeets towards this hole. Bron, you manage to place yourself like you are holding on for dear life, but it is strong, it is tugging at you still. Kiki, you blip down the hole. Bron, you see her what is Kiki's face doing as Kiki's face disappears down the hole?
Witness me!
That's excellent.
Very good. Karen, I'm going to give you a D4 inspiration for that. That was very funny.
Look, I think with the last kind of inklings of what he has left of what's been given away, Bron still doesn't want to be here alone. I think he's going to follow her.
Okay. Bron, you let go, and the wind takes you, and you fall, and the world around you goes black. We cut back to Julio and Kingsley! Yay! Kingsley stomps angrily off towards the tree line.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Place.
So
Don't
we
dream.
still see that very, very tall oak, right?
Yep. Off to... You're heading at a sort of a right angle to it, so it's off to your left.
Right. As they go, Julio will try to distract Kingsley from grumbling by saying,
Well, we know that the ship that he supposedly came on was from Humblewood.
And I think that is where the big tree is. I don't know why a tree would need to be that big, but
Maybe this is. Maybe this does make sense. Maybe this is taking us to where he stole something.
right. If we are traveling through his memory of what happened, maybe if we understand what exactly it was and how to bring it back. Like, that's the thing I'm not understanding, Kingsley. How do we stop the curse? None of us are clerics.
Not wrong. Given this is all... It's Keth, isn't it? Is that the name? Am I remembering that right?
Kren.
Or am I...
Kren.
Sorry, Jesus.
No,
yeah,
not him either.
Possible. My favorite Amaranthine.
Jeez, that's...
But yes. No.
Yes, there's Kren, there's Gaspard, and there's Jesus.
In Jesus, yeah. It's pronounced Gazoos, and he's not in this setting.
He's the goose Amaranthine.
Yeah.
Incredible. But yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about gazoos.
Do you believe in our Lord and Savior honking gazoos? Honking is like fucking, but instead of it's a curse word, you know? Anyway, we were talking about something.
Yep. Yeah, I think but yeah, he'll... Well, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, given it's Kren, it's also entirely possible that, I mean, there might not be a curse, or it might not be as severe as it looks. All he was capable of saying was how sorry he was. Maybe he's trapping himself.
Right.
Somehow.
But in that situation, how do we make him untrap himself? I think if he believes that he has done something sacrilege, maybe there's a way to persuade him that the deity is not angry at him.
Or maybe we can convince him that whatever damage he thinks he's done can be undone.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
he
we
can
gotta-
return whatever it is he tried to take. It's hard to say. It does look like he's partially been pulled from his sort of anger as he's sort of starting to puzzle through it all.
Yeah. You hear it before you see it, though given the muffled nature of the snow, nowhere near enough before you see it. A roar like a landslide shakes you as a huge vulpine form jumps from the tree line ahead of you. Its dark fur striped with purple lines of shadowy mist. Rocky outgrowths appearing all over it, a pair of stone horns jutting from its brow. It is like someone combined a bear with a fox, made it 12 feet long, and then covered it in shadows. It lunges at you.
Shit!
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Honkin' Jesus.
I'm going to say that it's going to take a swipe at both of you. No, I'm going to say you have just enough time to both do something. What do you do?
I think that if he sees this thing coming, I think that there'll be that sort of twinkle of golden energy around his fingers again, but this time I think as it wraps around his fingers, it instead quickly spirals down his arm, up his neck, and as it reaches his beak, it begins to glow slightly, and he lets out I cannot do it because there are people sleeping in this house right now, but the loudest cock-a-doodle-doo I think
Yes.
Julio has ever heard, as I'm going to cast Thunderwave and attempt to knock this thing back out of its
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
con save.
Hell yeah. That is a 19.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to take half and not be knocked back. Unfortunate. I did roll maximum, though, so that's
Wow.
going to be 8 damage after halving it.
Very nice, very nice. You should have
Which
used a
isn't
second
too
level
bad.
spell slot. No, I'm kidding.
I should have, actually. I'll remember to do that next time.
8 points of damage
My
and
third level.
a lot of the sort of the. It doesn't appear to be particularly affected by it as it barrels down this hill towards you, but a lot of the misty substance is very briefly blown away from it, and you see its true form underneath. And yeah, it looks like a bear has been possessed by some sort of fox deity. I don't know. And is like grossly
fox, right?
mutated and yes.
Yes.
Just swollen and bulging in very unevenly as well. And yeah, several bits of just rock and stone just jutting out of it, which is not unusual in flora and fauna of the Humblewood. There are several examples of animals that have stone as part of their being. Julio, what do you do?
Okay. So it seems made out of shadow.
Yeah.
And it is fox mutated, and Kren is connected to foxes.
Yeah.
Okay. I can try something stupid, so
Love it.
you know,
Do
we're
that.
on theme. Yeah. So Julio will move towards it, but instead of attacking it, he takes out the shadow dagger and he like thrusts it forward in front of him like a beacon in front of the barreling creature, and he'll just go for Hail Mary. He says, "Oh, by the power of Kren, stop!" He'll try to like.
I think you said. I thought you
act
said
as if he's
stupid.
a Kren worshiper.
Not. Okay. So you're trying to convince it that you're on its side.
Yes, I'm
Love
trying
it.
to convince it that you shall not pass, bitch.
Right.
Like, you know,
All right.
what do I
Persuasion.
roll for that?
Persuasion check.
Persuasion, sure.
Or intimidation,
Sure.
if it's better.
Let's try it.
The Lord of the
It's
Rings
not better.
movie would have been so different if Gandalf had said, "You shall not pass, bitch."
I'm gonna use my inspiration on this because I fucking need it. I
By
think.
the power of grace.
Come on, better roll. Okay, that's 18.
18. Okay. Very
Nice.
nice. An 18. The bear fox, the fair? Yeah. The box stops in front of you.
Just an
And
Amazon package.
rears. Yeah. I've got a package here for Julio. Switch gear. And swipes. It rears up in front of you and comes to a halt in front of you. Julio, I will tell you for free that you have spared Kingsley being attacked because you are about 10-15 feet ahead of him. You sort of dashed in front to hold it up. However, it does very much still attack you.
I'm fine.
Its huge paw swipes down at you as it roars in anger because you just took Kren's name in vain. A 21 to hit
Yeah, no, that hits.
for
Zeus's name.
10 points of slashing damage.
I'm at 5, you guys. I'm
good.
at 5.
Okay.
I know I said earlier that I would never die in this, but I'm starting to doubt it. I'm like starting to see the issues with my plan.
And then its second attack, because it has 2 and it was going to give 1 to Kingsley and 1 to Julio.
Oh no.
That is a dirty 20 to hit. Oh no.
Yeah, no, it is.
Oh, roll low,
Why
roll low.
are you
Oh,
trying to kill me? I come to defend first. I am such a good player.
that is another 10 points of damage. Julio is down.
Yeah.
Julio is on.
Quick load.
Yep.
F5, F5.
Planting safe scum. Let's go.
Kingsley, just do the coup de grace.
Kingsley. Kingsley,
Okay, it's my go.
well, wait a moment.
Third attack.
I love this as well. This is perfect. Kingsley, next to your left shoulder, you hear, "Here, use this." And standing next to you, her wing offering out the bow that you summon, but a real one, not a green magical version of it. This is the physical version of your Eldritch Blast bow. Not really, though, because you're a bard.
Yeah.
Awake.
Yes.
Yeah. She offers you, and this
My
is not
musical blast. Yes.
this is not a raptor. This is a hawk. Offering you this thing. She is a hawk that is
I
3 foot
think-
tall, and she smiles and winks and says, "Quickly now, he's very cross."
I think that as much as he's concerned about Julio seeing, I think the panic of trying to save his friend wins out.
Julio
and he
just
will
dropped.
just reach over, nod, grab, and. So is that just Eldritch Blast?
It is an Eldritch Blast, please.
Yes.
However, you would have advantage.
Okay, can I please use the... Oh, okay, I was going to ask if I could use the Floating Inspiration, but I will...
Why don't you use the floating inspiration? Anyway?
Absolutely phenomenal. Sure, I'll use the floating...
Hey, there it is.
24. It only took me 3 tries.
Thank you, Terrace. This bow lights up in the same manner as your Eldritch Blast. Sort of the filigree sort of fills with green light as you pull it back to your ear and launch it, and the blast, the purple mist, the arrow just hits its center mass, and the bear bursts into purple mist. And yeah, the bear fades away.
Holy
I
shit.
think he'll nod in the direction of the hawk and just, thank you before
She's gone.
turning and booking it to where Julio. Oh, excellent! I
Her
think he'll
foot-
still say it, just kind of into the ether, even if he can't see her.
Her footprint is there, but her
And he'll sprint over towards Julio.
you do.
Gotcha. He'll sprint towards Julio, and as he does, he'll sort of run over and turn him onto his back and sort of, come on, buddy, stay with me. And there's going to be a little sort of golden, like, twinkles between his fingers again, and sinks from his hand into Julio's chest as I'm going to healing word. So you can regain consciousness at 7 hit points, maximum roll.
Nice.
Nice. There you are, Julio. You are on the ground, covered in snow. The bear, there is still like purple mist dropping around you. But yeah.
Thank you. What
Of
happened?
course. It kind of... am I still holding the bow?
Yes.
Okay, I think in that case, given he was holding it before, he'll kind of just... dream magic. I don't know how, but I got it to work.
Oh. Okay. I don't feel very good.
No.
All very
sit up, sit up.
insightful right
And
now.
I think that...
He's not even gonna try to insight right now. He's not.
I'm not questioning it. It sounds great. Thanks for the healing. Let's go.
Awesome.
So I think and taking advantage of the fact that one of the more useful things I do carry with me is a herbalism kit, to just sort of put together a few bits of sort of bandages and poultices, with I think rising to Julio.
Cool.
If Julio was in the state right now to he's just
bleeding?
like he's bleeding all over. He's like his head is spinning. He's like, yeah, I misjudged the size of the claws and the size of my balls. It was not. It was not. No.
What character growth we've
one.
gone from my cock is immeasurable.
But my balls are surprisingly
My
small.
balls are tiny. That's the
It's
balance you gotta strike.
it's because of how close you were to your balls and how far away the bear was. You just misjudged.
Yeah.
Inverted coconut tree kind of.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I think Kingsley will nod and chuckle as he sort of finishes the last couple of bandages off and just. It was very impressive. You made quite the figure, as he'll kind of help him up to his feet.
And heading up to the tree line, the forest thins out, and a second set of tracks join the first, clearly visible now. Following these two, you find a pair of creatures, the Seahawk and a Gerbine. The Seahawk kneels over the Gerbine's frozen body, weeping.
I think, if, like, as we're getting closer... That's a good question, actually. What did I do here?
How does the Gerbine look?
Actually, yeah, good question.
They are a... They are, sorry, I just glitched because I just rewrote the last third of the adventure in my head very rapidly in like in the last 10 seconds. It's way cooler now, don't worry. And yeah, this is way better. Okay, cool. The Gerbine is a male Gerbine of middling years, you would guess, in sort of 30-ish, which for a Gerbine is quite old. And so definitely mature, not old, but mature. He's wearing quite fancy clothes and has clearly been murdered. Even from this distance, you can tell he has had some real nasty done to him.
Does he look like a merchant or
no?
Like, does he wear armor?
Like a nobleman. He has a quite fancy dagger on his hip, and you would guess that he was left out in the snow, like he was stabbed and then left out here to die, either by bleeding or freezing, or possibly both.
And I assume he's, this is not like he's on the verge of death and there's
No,
nothing
he
we
is.
can do to save him.
He
This
is.
this man is a corpse.
He is rigid and not with rigor, it is frozen solid.
Yeah, gotcha. I think, in that case, I think Kingsley will shoot a look towards Julio before, I think, starting to move closer and calling out to the Seahawk and just... I'm sorry for what happened to your friend.
Stay away.
Who did this?
You did. You and all your other bloody devotees. Stay away from me.
Devotees.
Devotees?
You would say
of
that.
Kren?
The Night Father.
The night Oh dear. Oh, okay. Things are starting to make sense. We're not. We're here to help you.
We've been sent by the keeper of the lighthouse, Aloni Ilum.
I don't know
found
any
your body
Aloni.
washed up on the rocks. No, because you were unconscious from the moment you hit the rocks.
You flew in the storm, remember?
So you're saying I'm just imagined all of this? More lies! And he drops the body of his friend and leaps into, like, does a jump into the air and swoops into the forest and disappears.
Does the body of the
Well.
Jobin disappear?
No. But
Can we
where he
inspect it?
disappears, there is a sort of a swirling vortex of black. At the moment, that's all there is. You can investigate the body.
Yeah, I would like to investigate the body. Mainly, what I'm concerned about is, was he stabbed by a similar dagger that I've acquired?
Ooh.
Like, was he killed by the similar type of weapon?
Investigation check was an 11.
11.
He was definitely killed with a knife. Your shadow dagger, it's hard to say whether or not you don't have enough experience with it to determine whether or not the wounds inflicted by it would have a markedly different appearance. But it was definitely a dagger. It was a disemboweling cut. I don't know if Julio knows enough about combat to know how nasty that a way that is to die. It certainly looks painful. But I don't think he knows that if you really want to prolong someone's suffering, you stab them in the gut. Yeah.
Well, I suppose now we know why he tried to steal something from Titan.
So our going theory right now is that someone killed his noble friend. He, in retaliation, stole something from the temple, or vice versa. He stole the sword, and his friend was the collateral when they came after him.
Certainly possible.
Can you make me another investigation? Let's have Kingsley make an investigation check.
Oh,
Go,
good. I'm
Kingsley.
terrible at those.
Yeah, but Julio's already done
All
one.
right. Hey, I rolled well though.
Nice.
18.
Excellent.
There is a pocket handkerchief, monogrammed. The monogram says it's just initials CL.
CL. Okay.
And
one other small question. Hopefully something I could pick up retrospectively. Did the Seahawk appear to have the sword on him in this section of the dream?
no.
Okay. He's just. Well, I think he'll turn back to Julio and just, well, not sure exactly who CL is. Probably worth remembering. Well, I mean,
Well,
obviously it's him, but we don't know
I
his
think we know what C stands for. Chimdry. We saw that name, remember?
We did.
He was mourning. He was
Right.
crying. I think that's the same person.
Right, okay. I'll remember that. We can use that.
You
I
both
think
notice
that
at this point that
Your first part was right. I think he took it in retaliation.
Oh,
Oh no, sorry, you can go.
I was just going to say you both notice at this point that there is a pulling, a tugging, starting to tug at the core of you from this whirling black vortex. It's about 30 feet away, and if you ran away from it right now, you might be able to escape the pull, but just the slightest feel of wind is blowing you from behind, and you feel a tugging in your chest.
think he'll take a deep breath and then look to Julio and, well, we're here to save him,
Yes.
right?
We should follow.
In for a penny. And he'll, I think we'll intentionally move towards it.
Yep.
Very well. You move into the abyss, and the abyss looks back. You blamf into the abyss, and I think we'll leave it there.
Okay.
One of you appears in a dank basement, but I'm not going to tell you which.
Oh, I know it's me. Come on, stop.
No,
Stop
Julio. Julio would appear in a small wooden box about 3.5 feet long, 2 and a bit wide at the shoulder, lying on his back. He's fine.
He's gonna do the fucking 2mm punch.
Yeah. Kiki could probably pull it off. I don't know if Julio can.
I was just about to say, I'm the monk. If anyone can punch their way out of a box, it's me.
He's fine, Jason.
A monk approach as well. I'm married. Oh well.
When in doubt.
I saw an interesting hack on that one, actually. You want to
Incredible.
take your shirt off and wrap it around your head so that you can keep an air pocket around your face and don't get full of dirt.
It
Alrighty.
stops dirt getting in your head.
Yeah. Well, guys,
Your
that was...
orifices.
Oh, we've had a follow as well. Touch of Evil. Touch of Evil, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Just a pinch of evil. A little sprinkle.
You're right.
Quarter teaspoon of evil.
Kinky would miss the grave. How dare you?
Can
Damn.
go off, people, Bishop Blood.
Damn.
Yeah, that hack does completely ignore the fact that you'd have suffocated in even an hour before that. Yes, and the Mythbusters tried the punching a hole through the door as well, and it straight up doesn't work. No human being can do it. Anyway, let us now do what we like to do at the end of our sessions, our favourite moments. And chat, please do not forget to type !ticket for we have a giveaway. And you could go into the running to win a Trollord Games voucher, which would be kind of fun. So, yes, but while you guys all do that, Salt Bay style, and Touch of Evil has entered the draw. Good. So, we need a D5 in chat. !roll space the number 5, please, to determine which of us we flatter first. Not splatter, flatter.
I was.
I stumbled over it a bit. Every villain is lemons. Just a squeeze of villain. I rolled 5. Shanaho's got a 5. Let's talk about Zach, baby. Cool. We will talk about Renegade Chicken first. Excellent, guys. So, let's talk about Zach. How excellent and great was Zach today? I could go very easily, so I won't go first.
I have one
Me too.
ready to go. I think the entire scene where the hawk raptor thing
Hawk lady.
comes out and Kingsley is like visibly scared was quite interesting. It's really like it's intriguing because Kingsley is usually like, it seems a bit above it all, you know. He's a little bit of like trying to put on that air of like, oh, nothing really bothers me, oh, a dream, huh, how creative. But like here he was actually worried, which is very interesting. I'm curious to know more about this, if we survive the abyss sphincter, whatever that was.
Oh, did
Did you
have
say
to
the
call it
abyss sphincter?
Yeah.
Listen, I yesterday started playing Baldur's Gate 3. I know all about meaty
Yes!
sphincters in the beginning of the
Yeah.
game.
One of us.
That's a way to convince people to join.
It's like, hey, you want to come check out my app?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
Sorry, what did you just say?
Pegasus.
You guys can all stay away from my wife's void sphincter.
The question is not, can we stay away from the sphincter? The question is, can the sphincter stay away from us?
Well, yeah, it's just
I don't
being...
know what that means.
You're pulled from your core towards it. There's a lot of wind.
This session has just got so many T-shirt slogans possible.
You stay away from my wife's void sphincter.
The question is, can the sphincter stay away from us? That's
Guys, join our Discord. Vote for your favorite wacky quote to go on a T-shirt.
Where are these famed T-shirts? I've been here for 3 years. I have not received a single dumb T-shirt. This is a scam.
do we know your address?
Oh, I can give you my address. The question
I
is,
have,
will
like-
the thing actually come here?
I have so many like notes and ideas about funny T-shirts, and I literally haven't updated the merch store for 2 years. So
Yeah.
I'll get there. Pressure me. Go in the Discord and harass me until I do it.
Yeah, because you look at the Discord regularly.
I
So,
try to.
wow.
Karen, catch you
Go to my
straight,
Twitter
they die again.
Instagram and harass me. Like, pick him, annoy me into action. It's very effective. Josh does it all the time.
Literally do.
Speaking of annoying into action,
Please do.
yeah, I can go next for my Kingsley moment.
Oh yeah, that's what
I
we're doing.
think the vicious mockery description was just so gold. I have seen a lot of people play vicious mockery. I've heard a couple of people try to mock. That was just it was pitched perfectly for the character and the setting and the moment. Just
you.
wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
I also loved the vicious mockery, but I also enjoy Kingsley valiantly trying to pass off his inexplicable magical powers by saying, "It's a dream! It's just
all
the
a dream."
Oh my goodness! The dream!
How
I'm
useful.
not doing anything weird. Nothing suspicious. No.
I loved the description of the bow, of the Eldritch Blast bow. And I loved it not just because of a really good description, but also because it gave me something to work with for later, because I already had that the Hawk Lady was going to show up. Possibly. It was basically if you didn't fuck up the roll. But you did, which was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rolling hot tonight.
Oh, the rolls made it so much
yeah.
better. Just generally, the bad rolls were great.
It did. I think self-wise, I enjoyed all of those, but I particularly enjoyed doing the little like meta critique at the beginning of calling the dream unimaginative, because I felt bad because I was like I really enjoyed the scene setting and I didn't want you to feel like I was commenting on it, because I was like, this is great, but I was like, given who Kingsley is and as a creative, there's like a moment here where I saw the bit and I was like, I would never get to do this normally with like 90% of my characters, so I had to take the shot to do the little meta thing.
In no way was I offended, do not worry. That was fun. Yeah.
Looking into the camera.
Yes.
You're right, Bishop.
It was like, isn't that a little bit on the nose?
That was fun.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I thought that too when I read it in the book. I'm not offended. I didn't write
I'm glad that you'll thought of The Office, because... No, I'm glad that you'll thought of The Office, though, because that was exactly what I was going for. Just
little comedy
say the
sting.
line.
Yeah. Excellent. Alrighty. Well, that's our favorite Kingsley moments. Has everybody had their Kingsley moment gone? I think we have. Let's
you
talk
all.
about somebody else. Can I get a D4 in chat, please?
Just one last thing. The biggest cockadoodle-doo
That was the second point I had
to
written
cast
down.
Thunderwave.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I
Wake up!
realised I forgot to describe part of that, but I will save that for next time.
The next D4 we have is Bron. We have a 3. So Bron, favorite Bron moments, everybody.
So many.
Jamming out outside the cottage. That was a dope idea. Loved it. Love even more that it actually worked, even though it took us a moment to like harmonize.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Surprisingly, a heartbreaking idea of letting go of missing your parents. That
Yeah.
so sad. Like, what is more sad than missing your parents? Not missing them. That's fucked up. And I was like, oh, that one hurts.
Like, he is aware that they are gone. He just doesn't miss them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on a similar vein, though, I loved that, like, it was effectively like that it was the trauma and the stuff like that you elected to sort of sacrifice, because when I heard sacrifice at first, I had this moment of just being like, when you were like, I'm gonna give up like the memories of like or like give up all the memories of like all the bad things that have happened to me and stuff. There was a moment where I was like, is that like, I don't know if that feels like a sacrifice, like that feels like a good thing, but then as soon as you did the personality switch, I was like, oh shit, I get it now. Like, I didn't see the consequence until you'd done it, but as soon as you changed Bron in that moment, I had that second of like, oh fuck, I see. Like, even if, you know, there's an argument to be made for like, oh, but like it makes him happy and stuff, it's like realizing how fundamentally that changes him as a person was huge. It was such a cool moment.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure where that pitch was going, so I'm glad it landed. Like
it was fucking amazing. It was really cool.
I want to be very, very clear.
Because it's like that thing, like, oh, you have to give up.
No, Karen.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's cool because, you know, you think, oh, you have to give up like some emotional memory to do this, and like most people's instinct is, oh, well, I'll get rid of my bad memories, and then realize that your bad memories shape who you are as a person. And who you've become.
Just as much as your good ones. Yeah, it's kind of a,
Absolutely.
So you might be happier, but you might be a very different person as well.
And I want to be very clear about this. This was John's idea. I'm very happy with the way we made it work.
Incredible.
And John didn't really know how I was going to implement it. So when I did, my favorite John moment is how you ran with it, took it and ran, and then I wrote in one. You didn't wind up needing it. Kiki nailed the survival check, so we didn't need to make a random. I wrote in that you created a telescope, out of bark and a marble. But because I was like, what would he have on him? He'd have like a small marble. He might have a marble, like a glass rock. Yeah. But like, and he just breaks it in two, and that you can make a rudimentary thing, a lens out of that. But I never wound up using any of the ones that I pre-prepared, and John immediately like, oh, this is a really interesting mechanic. I will abuse the shit out of, or not. But like, yeah. We established very quickly how it worked, what you could do with it, and what it would cost, and then you like took it and ran. And I loved what you did with it. I was like, I put in, they will probably use Bron's Flash of Genius ability to get into the cottage, but I loved how you chose to do it. That was very, very cool as well. And leaving that open for you was very, very cool to see.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad that kind of stuff landed, because I was not prepared tonight mentally in the way that I normally am. I've had a big, busy day, so I didn't think about this beforehand. So there was a risk of me missing, and I'm glad to hear that it didn't miss. Yes, yeah, cool. I think my favorite moment as well was the violin. I haven't got to use that yet from Bron, and it was cool. It was a bit gimmicky, but like it also was completely in line with what was going on, and it worked. And I was really happy with that.
It was very well done.
We're gonna start a band now.
I really loved that it was a panpipe.
I need 12 seconds.
I need 12 seconds was fantastic. I need 12 seconds. And just when Julio
Give me a moment,
calls,
how
he's
long?
like, how close are you? He's like, I think I'm about 6 seconds away.
4.5 seconds, keep going!
So,
Yeah. Excellent. Cool, well I need a D3 in chat. Shanahos. No, we've had that one, that was a 4. Yep, D3 in chat, please. Kingsley all the way, baby.
I'm so glad you like him, Bishop.
A D3 from
great.
Shanna. We have a 2. That would be Daria. Favorite Julio moments. I'm gonna go first this time. I'm gonna go first. Thou shalt not pass on the bear.
Oh man.
Yeah.
100%. It was just such a small funny. I loved the Johnny Cage move where you described the dodging the swipe as these splits into dick stab. Like just absolutely phenomenal. I love that.
Oh, sorry, you go.
It was a really small thing, but when like Julio's asked, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Well, I've had this weird itch in my armpit for 2 weeks."
That was so good.
There's so many moments like that. I just love your ability to like. You have an ability to play the game. Great, cool. But also the ability to turn the little moments, just not derail things, but just give them the maximum amount of flavor that they can handle without derailing things. I really liked that Julio draped himself on Bron's arm, like ready for Batman, like a damsel on Batman's arm. Very vividly painted the scene for me. Amazing.
It was Luke Skywalker and Leia on the episode 4 poster.
Yeah.
Including the gun pointed at the sky. Yeah. Bishop Blood says, promising to never step foot on a ship. Yeah. There's loads of
so
lovely
good.
little like winks to the audience from Daria and you've got a lot of way to go with it because you've got a very established character, but it's very funny, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite self or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, sweet. Okay. So yeah, my favorite moment would probably be it would probably be like trying to find some weird way to stop the creature before fighting it, because Julio is, even though he's a little stinker still, he always tries to like find a way around combat, mostly because he's a small little ooh baby, but also like it lays
That was a
seeds
face
for
I
his
never expected
future.
Daria to pull.
You're welcome.
It's imprinted in my mind.
Yeah, his attempt to try and
Core
stop
memory.
the creature was very funny.
Yes.
It's
Also,
underlined
I love
heavily
the,
with, I
like,
hope this doesn't awaken something in me.
It's but yeah, and on the same vein as the the ship reference, just like looking at the tree and being like, I don't know why anyone would need a tree that big.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bishop Blood saying, happy? Did Bron just say he was happy? Are we worried? Should we be worried about this? It's probably dream stuff, right? It's probably dream stuff. Alrighty. I need a D2 in chat, please. Bishop Blood, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh man.
Oh, guys, I've picked up
my
my
face hurts a little bit.
Infinity Cube again. Hadn't held one of those in a while.
Excellent.
I hadn't noticed I'd done it. A 2, that's Karen! Favorite Kiki moments! Whee! I know everyone
Which
does
one
go.
of those shit rolls was your favorite?
I'm gonna jump. I want to jump in first. The method acting with the gargle for the drowning at the beginning was so fucking
Yep.
funny. That caught me so off guard. I was not at all ready for it because I have the stream on one screen because I've got my 3 screens. I've got like the like stream on one, character sheet on another. So I had looked away from the Zoom and I just heard like the and I looked over and I'm like, what the fuck? was so fucking good. It was beautiful.
I'm
Incredible.
gonna
I
hats
wrote
off.
down the phrase. Oh, go on.
I'm gonna hats off the plank. Stamping on the plank. That was great. I adored it. Because you just missed so many times. And then, fuck it, and stamps it. Like, you ask me if there happens to be one. I'm like, is there a convenient plank on the ground? I'm like, manifest it, baby. And then you nailed it. Yeah. It was great. Loved that idea.
So good. Oh, yeah. And like such a lovely cartoon way of getting rid of a goober as well. Just, wow. Yes.
I loved that. It like I was just expecting it to hurt the shadow monster, and instead it just yeeted them off the boat.
Hell yeah. Power
I think-
manifestation, baby.
Yeah.
But on the same topic, I liked this is a small little moment, but I wrote down we should maybe try mellow get help. like get help but chill, you know.
The insistence on get help is incredible.
Yeah, like trying to find any way to like introduce another get help. It's great.
My favorite Kiki moment this session was actually a non-verbal one. Just extending your hand out to the crying Seahawk. I was like, because as Bron as well, I was like, I want to find a way to comfort this person, but I don't know how. And that was just a really simple, genuine way to do it. And I was like, yeah, that was great.
You're just sweetie. Yep, absolutely. Love it. Karen, favorite self?
I had one, and then you all flattered me, and now I cannot remember what it was. What did we do tonight? You know, we were sort of,
There was a witness me as well that I really enjoyed.
failing a bunch of times. Like, if I'm in the right mood for it, it's really fun and funny. Unfortunately, I was. So I was just like, well, let's see how many times I can fail. So I loved where the really good rolls turned up.
Yeah.
There was certain poetry to where I managed to not epically fail. But I did enjoy me and Bron being like, oh, do we follow him into the void? What do we do? And then Rolly's like, well, the choice might be taken out of our hands. And I rolled a fucking 2, and I'm like, yep.
Yep, there it goes.
Goodbye! Oh,
Witness me! Yeah.
Witnessing was very good too.
And Bishop Blood said in chat, drying off, getting all poofy, only then to immediately get wet again. Yeah. Kingsley as well was funny for the same reason.
Yeah.
Wet again.
Also, Bishop said, I enjoyed Kiki's funeral. Very emotional.
Alrighty.
On
And that
the bright
leaves...
side, I'll really struggle to have a session where I roll worse than that. I think that might be the worst.
You need to knock on some wood fucking quickly. We are playing D&D again tomorrow.
We are?
Yeah. No, Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, do we have something on Friday that I've forgotten about? No,
No.
Saturday we're playing D&D again.
With Malika Moon, but we're playing in the meat space.
It's with a newbie. It's gonna be weird.
Ooh, nice.
But it's with a newbie, so me rolling really badly will make them feel more capable and enthused. So
We are
that's fine.
teaching
It's
a
all planned.
new person who may eventually turn up on the channel. Who knows? I have actually already spoken to her about it, like ages ago, and she was like, "Yeah, I'd like to do that," and then came to us like this week and said, "Like, hey, I want to learn to play D&D," and I was like, "Then you have come to the right fucking place, Malika, Karen." D&D assemble!
Nerds assemble!
Burly nerds as well. It is a group of... I am running D&D for 3 burlesque performers this weekend. It's going to be heckin' fun. Cool. Alrighty. Well, my... it's favourite Josh moments now. We've got to do favourite DM moments, because I'm last and I will not be left out. We rolled a... Someone's already rolled a 1 in chat.
Absolutely not.
There we go. Whip it out. Compliment me. Go on. Do it.
Oh,
It feels weird, doesn't it?
I think
Feels weird.
I was gonna say the like first of all, although we didn't get to see it yet, that moment of DM-spiration we witnessed of just hang on a second, go silent for 5 seconds. Okay, I've just rewritten the end of the adventure. This is gonna be great.
Sorry,
Yes,
this is way
great.
better.
I'm not gonna list that as my actual favorite moment because we haven't seen it yet, but I did think that was awesome. But oh man, I think in particular I think you did really well with the description of all of the like presumably Kren infected like enemies that we've been fighting. The whole idea of being like, you know, the Night Father creatures, yeah, where they're all like sort of, you know, but the going for the sort of eldritch vibe, but not all the way, if that makes sense. Like not, you know, gibbering piles of eyes and mouths, but making them just creepy enough to kind of be uncanny, and then using the shadow and the obscurement to kind of hide the rest is a really, really cool touch that like adds a lot of the mystery without it just being, it's entirely incomprehensible. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. And River of Light, thank you very much for the follow, you bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Another moment that I really enjoyed was you allowing me to try dumb creative shit to like try and manifest a block between the enemies and us, and and you're like, oh, sure, yeah, good idea, and it works. I like that. It really, like, I feel every session that I'm allowed to try something stupid, and it's not gonna like cost for the party hugely. I feel like that's an important like moment of trust between the DM and a player, where I know that I'm not fucking us over by being a little silly goofy sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I think as well, I really like your ability to build off the goofy that we bring. Like you built such a serious setting. Like there's a lot of shit going down, but we had so much fun. And when we did, like the thing that I wrote down was, I've got a package here for Julio, which was not part of the world at all. Like it didn't actually happen in game, but just the fact that you built off some like joke tangent that we were, and like, yeah, it's cool. You can do both and you can swap back and forth between them. And I really love it. Like Daria says, it gives us permission to keep trying things and to have a fun game instead of a game where we're fighting the DM.
Absolutely.
I really loved watching your brain like go into complete overdrive, screech to a halt, and then start whirring back up again when you rewrote the last third of the adventure in your head in about 6 seconds flat, because inspiration had just struck and you couldn't remember what we had been doing a second ago because
Sorry, hang on.
all of the things that happened.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, my brain!
Wait, sorry.
When we
sorry,
do
I'm
get
just
to the
thinking.
end of this adventure,
Yeah.
when we do get to the end of this adventure, I need to know what the original ending was.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious what the change like has been. Because yeah,
Definitely.
a thing happened there,
So
and I want to know what.
Like, a lot of pre-published modules are very combat heavy. And often there's a boss fight and it's a fight. And occasionally they're not. But it's my issue with a lot of them is, does this have to be a fight? Does this have to be a combat? And this adventure, as written, is, thus far, you would have had 7 fights. There would have been 7 combats. Yeah. Any one of which would comfortably have killed a level 3 party. Yeah. Like, just getting to the tower is 3 fights. And then within the dreamscape, as I have written it, I changed the dreamscape a lot thus far, and expect it to be significantly more altered. But yeah, so basically my change was, this doesn't need to be anywhere near as much what it is. And it can be... the inspiration came from the fact that I'm really enjoying the dream. I'm really enjoying the dream sequence. So, hashtag more of that. Dream Logic Shenanigans is really fun. That was going to be my favorite moment, was I had not in any way considered manifestation as a viable solution in a dream sequence. But then Daria goes and rolls a 17 straight off the bat. And I'm like, well, that set a dangerous precedent, but I'm going to have to roll with it, and what fun we have. But it actually also made a lot of the other bullshit that I had already planned make more sense and be less obvious to those that aren't supposed to know about it. So it actually, like, it gave Kingsley the opportunity to say, oh yeah, dream shit, weird, right? And have it make sense and be believable and not fucking, hang on a minute. Yeah. So some very, very cool stuff there that I really enjoyed. Yeah, so my favorite meme moment was leaning in on that and going more. Yeah, that was some very fun thing. And I saw a couple in chat. The Firm Belt tease was good. Crispin Crunch said, I want to thank the entire cast for making a horror scenario so damn funny. And yeah, it's I think John said it quite well. It was upsetting and as Zach pointed out, yeah, very Eldritch horror-y. But it was also fucking hilarious at points. And it's finding that balance, and we're a good group for it. Good at that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
Honestly, I would have to agree with you, Josh, on the fact that some modules have a bit too much combat that doesn't mean anything. Like when I was running the Candlekeep recently, I also got rid of so many fights there, Jesus Christ. And I like when you actually give us a fight, it doesn't have to be fight to the death. Like, for example, we had this fight with these things, we just needed to stall him for a couple of rounds. Like, we just needed to get away. It's not always bonk them on the head until they're dead, which is something I really appreciate.
Which is lucky, because I was not doing a good job of bonking things on the head.
You were of launching them off the ship.
And the point of that fight, actually, look behind the DM screen, they never stop coming. The point is that you're supposed to run away. The fact that you chose to do it, I'm like, good! Otherwise, this is a meat grinder of a fight that will just end with your deaths. So don't fight them. But I didn't want to just say, hey, don't fight them. But yeah, the trick is, I think, with a lot of things like that, particularly one-shots and things that are designed to be short-form stuff, is that we don't know enough about the characters, or we're not invested enough in the characters to really want to find a different solution, or have the material and ammunition to find another solution. We know nothing about these people except their abilities, which are combat-orientated because it's D&D. So let's use those because we know how that works. And a lot of the time, it makes perfect sense, but if you're taking a published module like this, which is a module for a larger thing that I'm just repurposing and putting into something where we know already a lot about these people and these things, it makes total sense to find other ways to solve the problems and tell a broader narrative. And that is the thing to always be remembered here. We are playing D&D to be watched. There is an element of, we are aware there is an audience. This isn't just for our enjoyment. This is also for the enjoyment of people who don't get to roll the dice. So yeah, there's that as well.
Yeah.
And that's always in my head.
Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense for when you're running for new groups, or if you're running at cons or stuff like that, where you don't have time to meet people and like fully learn characters. It's just, here's a stat sheet, let's go bonk some shit on the head and play D&D for a few hours, and there's some funny moments in there. But once you can actually get a group together,
and
it's a lot of fun.
I've said this to loads of new DMs particularly, or I've been asked more than once, what's a really good thing to do for a session 0? Your expectations. What kind of adventure, what kind of group is this? Because you may have a bunch of murder hobos or locusts, as we call them here, who really like combat, who love a good combat. And heck, that's an easy campaign to run. And if that, like, I'm running one for a group of people right now, and they heckin' love a good combat. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is simple for me. Occasionally put a puzzle in or something, but it stumps the heck out of them. Most of them cannot imagine stuff in their head, so it's visualizing the stuff I'm describing, I think quite well, is really hard for them. So I don't do it to them very often. But I love a puzzle box, or heist, for example, as Crispin Crunch said. I love a game that can be solved purely by RP. It's the easiest shit to prepare. RP systems where you basically give them a setting and a couple of people with goals, and then say, go for it. And then improvise on the fly. So much easier than a combat. Because I have to homebrew characters and make maps, and yeah. Anyway, we've been going on for a gosh darn while now. I've been thoroughly flattered. We all have. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed, audience. Thank you so much for coming along and hanging out with us this evening. Don't forget to type !ticket in chat while we do our sign off. So guys, who the absolute heck have you been this evening? Zach, who the heck are you?
I'm Zach, or Renegade Chicken, or Kingsley, and I will be here again next week, and I will continue to worm my way into this group like a parasite. I did post a piece of homebrew in the Discord earlier, so you can have fun playing around with that if you so desire, and I will try to find some other ones that are decent that I can share with you all as well.
Hell yeah. Very kind. Did you put in the hung, drawn, and quartered? Is that where we would find it?
I put it in the creative art, but I could move it to the hung, drawn, and quartered.
No, pop it up there, that's fine. Thank you very much.
But yes, no worries. Just some fun stuff to mess around with.
I'm gonna pin it so anyone can find it. It is pinned in the creative arts section. There you go.
Yes, that is why I chose chicken for Kingsley. By the way, I felt like I had to rep the brand to an extent. So
no worries.
I had a completely different character planned, and then Jess was like, babe, there's a chicken, and I was like, yeah, okay.
That's fair, yeah. Karen, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Karen, sometimes known as the mother of bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer, an internet addict. There are social media links about to go up in chat. Feel free to follow me. Sometimes I post a little, sometimes I post a lot. I'm a fickle creature. I usually play Baldur's Gate 3 on Tuesday nights. If you want to come and watch me carefully place fireworks on top of exploding barrels and then blow them up with a beautiful shower of sparkles. If you go to our highlights, you can enjoy that very explosion. Unfortunately, the camera panned down a little, so you don't get all the sparkles, but you do get some of the sparkles. It's still very enjoyable. I think that's about it for the moment. Thanks for coming.
Love it. John, who the heck are you?
Let's fucking go. Nice.
I've been John. I've been a performer for 20-ish years. Moved into IT recently. Played D&D, 5-ish years, something like that. And heckin' loving playing with these guys and just having a silly and fun time. So thanks very much, and thanks for. By these guys, I also include everyone in the chat because it's been great. I enjoy this a lot.
Hell yeah. Daria, who the heck are you?
Yes, I am Daria. I am an artist. I can draw characters and emotes and all kinds of shit. I'm playing Julio here next week. Maybe dying, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I'm enjoying this very much. See you then.
And Daria is our channel artist. They do all the art for the channel, so you can see all the emotes and all the little pictures on the screen. That's all Daria all the time, and is fully commissionable. Check them out at their links. And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel Corsairs Cove, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games. But you know that, because you've done it already. You've joined, you've come, you've been. Thank you very much. Keep doing it, you bloody champions. We are back Tuesday night, probably, for some more Baldur's Gate 3. And I'll probably come back Wednesday for another one-page Wednesday to have a look at all the one-page RPGs that I picked up recently. Starting probably with Crash Pandas, which looks quite fun. It's a bunch of raccoons trying to drive a car, as I understand it. That could be fun. Wow. That one certainly drew on Karen's eye. If you want to see some of the minis I paint, here's one now. This is the Seahawk. This is the guy that they were trying to catch today. It's the little one. There he is. And I painted him on Tuesday night because while Karen plays D&D, I sit next to her, shit talk, and paint. And that's the one I very nearly finished on Tuesday night. And then I was like, I'm bored, I don't want it anymore. And I sat down and finished it in about 10 minutes this morning. There was so little left to do. I was like, why did I stop? I was just about there. Anyway, what else? That's about it, really. Humblewood next week will be, again, Thursday night. Then we are having a week off. Karen and I are going for a week's break. Then we will be back the week after for more of the original Humblewood, the Humblewood Elements and Evil, where we are back to the future with Julio the Pope, Kesh the Monster Slayer, Bron the Artifighter, and Eric Shadowmalt. Our lovely friend Brandon will be back, and Zach will be banished once again to the cold, dark void until we summon him again.
Under the floor.
Back under the floor. Alrighty. Ooh, Grovel Jackson's doing some minis
We
too.
put lots of snacks down there. You'll be fine.
It rolls when it's spoken to.
Finish your fish heads, then we'll
Thank
talk.
you. Also, I love that Bishop for like the second half of this session has just been rewriting every instance of the main party's thing with Kingsley in it instead of Julio. I really appreciate it.
This rewriting of history.
I'm trying to manifest that.
The writing of history will not go unpunished.
Well, guys, we are proudly affiliated with Wooten Forge Gaming Accessories, creators of WA and possibly even the world's finest handcrafted wooden tabletop accessories like this gorgeous Jarrah Dice Keeper that I have right here with all my pretty click-clacks in it. If you want to purchase something fine like that yourself, you can over on woodenforge.com/Corsairs Cove. And if you do, we get a cheeky little kickback, you bloody champions, because I don't shill, but I do have bills. And if you want to get yourself some amazing TTRPG content, you could do far worse than checking out our other affiliate today, Troll Lord Games. Check them out at trolllord.com. They are the last publishing house for the late, great Gary Gygax. They're heavily involved in Gygax Con, I believe, and we're about to draw a giveaway for them. So if you type !ticket in chat, you will go into the draw to win said giveaway. Karen, please tell us about your call, Gaza or Ukraine. Who do you want to talk about this time?
I'm going to do them both really quickly.
Okay.
So, you may have heard, there are wars. The wars suck. Lots of people are suffering. Ukraine, not doing so great. Again, blown up by the Russians. The people of Gaza, not doing so great. Also being blown up. So, if you are able, if you have the funds, there are links in chat for both of those for appeals where you can donate to try and help in whatever little way we can. The Gaza links also have the crisis petition that you can sign to pressure the Australian government specifically to call for a ceasefire. But apparently there is a glimmer of hope on that front, so, maybe we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
But yes, if you can, great. Thank you very much.
Relies on Biden coming through. Okay. Well, then we will draw that giveaway. Thank you very much, Karen. So let us close the giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, and furthermore 1. Closed. And let's draw a wiener! Bazhat! Bazhat wins!
Hey!
Congratulations, Bazhat! Bazhat, I'll chuck you a link to that. I will send it through to you. Good on you, champion. Congratulations. Well, guys, now we need to go and find someone to raid. Because we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. Let's see who we got. Crit and Miss are streaming. Are they streaming currently, or are they redoing? I don't think they are. I think it looks like they are actually streaming. Good. We will drop a raid over at Crit and Miss. So guys, throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell Crit and Miss where you came from. Show them the love like we always do, and we will see you same bat time, same bat channel on Tuesday night for some more Baldur's Gate 3. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Whee!